catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while I let Ivan scratch it. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while I let Ivan. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it.
And it's no secret, when life gets hectic, I take some time out to reminisce.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Review Series, and I'm here with
James the He-Man Hebert.
I forgot, we didn't really need to do introductions because we have an intro for this show too. I'm not used to that.
We're very professional on these shows now, man.
I feel like we don't
have to do the stupid things.
Well, should we do this or just keep it the way it is? Like,
fuck it.
We're professional enough, but not professional enough to, do takes. We're not that professional. All right, so
we have an intro, we have an outro screen. You be happy, okay? We have a freaking see that watermark. You see that channel? Sub to it. Do it.
So it was my pick to do the Retro Wrestling Review Series. I think it's been my pick for a while, actually, because we haven't done one in so long.
Yeah.
And I've been picking this show, I think, like 3 times, but then we get so busy, we never get to do it. I end up having to pick something else, so I'm happy with AEW Full Gear coming up this Saturday. I'm finally able to pick this show, and I actually got to watch the show and review it. It's All In. Obviously, you should know that, because that's in the intro, too. And it's in the title, and
it's all in. You gotta be all in. Do you have all your chips in? Not potato chips, like poker chips. That's a joke.
So let's go through this, because there's a lot of history behind what went into going through this show, and I'll go through it. It all starts with 3 wrestlers who are executive VPs of All Elite Wrestling. Cody and the Young Bucks, 3 members of the Elite. The Young Bucks were a huge indie tag team, still are a huge indie tag team, largely.
They were a big indie tag team in the United States and
Japan.
I mean, like everybody says, it's mainly the 3, but it's really all 5 of the Elite members, like the main ones. I'm pretty sure just all the Elite, like Marty Scurll, Adam Page, Adam Page, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody.
Yeah.
They were hot commodities around this time, like 2017, 2018. You couldn't get any hotter in pro wrestling outside of WWE if you were those guys. Like, they were the reason why there was so much money to be made. Like, soul-handedly, it was the Elite. They were creating this wrestling boom, essentially. Like, and like they saved Ring of Honor, as we've seen, by the way, for like another 5 years. It was a time to be alive if you were a fan of independent wrestling, like myself.
Things that happened, like the Young Bucks were released from TNA in 2011, and then I think right after that, that's when the careers like really started to take off.
100%, yeah, 100%. They were treated like garbage in TNA, absolute garbage, and then they started the the Being the Elite series like in 2017 because they were doing it with Bullet Club. And Being the Elite, I feel like a lot of people, like some people crap on it, but it was really a thing that had never really been done before. Where, I mean, it's been done, but like where they did like a vlog series showing kind of like the ins and outs of professional wrestling and kind of using that to build storylines. They one of the best storylines was to where they were building up a New Japan show, like This was the prime example of this that I can remember, where they built the Golden Lovers reunion, and they built Cody trying to take over the Bullet Club because Kenny Omega was kind of fucking around. Yeah. So, doing his own thing.
in Japan. So Cody wanted to take over. All this kind of comes to a head, and Cody wins the United States Championship. And then, well, I mean, I think they did a triple threat match, and it was with Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and Cody, and they used being the Elite to build to that match. And it was like one of the most critically acclaimed triple threat matches. And because New Japan doesn't really do much triple threat matches, so the fact that they did one, and that was like one of the first one in years, was already a big deal enough. But to have like three of your biggest stars at that point was nuts as well, and they used building the Elite to kind of build to that, along with the New Japan segments. So it was just like they were adding a bunch of layers that weren't previously on the New Japan story, which was kind of the spark for this whole, maybe we should do our own thing. I think this was way after the All-In show, but even then, I bring that up because it's kind of important to how the whole formation of All Elite Wrestling kind of started, because they were using this All Elite platform to build these storylines. And that whole triple threat build-up goes way, way back before All-In was even a thing, so.
Before even All-In was even a thing, and before Cody was even a thing in Bullet Club, we got to talk about, too, because this is one of the main reasons this happened. When this show happened 2 years earlier, Cody, in 2016 of May, asked for his release from WWE because he did not like the way he was being treated because of its character and stuff.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, 2016 was a fucking pivotal year, too, because 2016, the Young Bucks were starting to go on a hot streak in the U.S. Then over in Japan, Kenny Omega had his 6-star classic with Kazuchika Okada, and then Cody asked for his release from WWE, went to Impact, went to Ring of Honor, chose Ring of Honor ultimately, and won the Ring of Honor title, which I was live for. And that was around that time Cody joined Bullet Club in Japan. Like, in the beginning of 2017, he joined Bullet Club.
Yep. And, like, Cody was, like, becoming, like, the hottest, like, indie star probably in all of professional wrestling with his name value and everything.
Yeah,
like,
Cody and Kenny were, like, the two biggest names in independent wrestling. The Young Bucks were the biggest tag team, but they were only in the U.S. We actually found out now that Young Bucks were actually treated pretty poorly in Japan, which kind of makes sense now considering they were always on the opening match for Wrestle Kingdom. So there you go. But it was like anywhere in the world you couldn't escape the names Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes. They were everywhere. They literally were everywhere. There was at one point where Cody was like wrestling for WCPW as their internet champion.
Yep.
So he was also the GFW Next Gen champion for whatever the fuck that's worth. But
Then a big segment that happened in Being the Elite, which got them over, was they did a thing where the Elite like invaded Raw, like outside the building, and they like.
Oh my god. And Cody, this was the best. Cody Rhodes just shitting on all over them by reciting the Independence Day speech. It's an absolute classic. Yep. WWE, when they're allowed to do it, the WCW, and WCW don't even give them a cease and desist.
Nope.
Cody and the Young Bucks repeat the same thing years after the fact. And they absolutely fire Jimmy Jacobs. They give us, and then they give a cease and desist letter to not really the Elite or the Bullet Club, but specifically the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
So the Young Bucks capitalized with cease and desist T-shirts blocking out T-Suite.
Yep.
And this showed like how Vince is just an absolute fucking stingy motherfucker. Which is,
Then,
I think, half the reason why they did it, to be honest.
Then, I think before this, though, All-In was announced. They did like a bit. It was like the end of one of the Being the Elite episodes. We found out about All-In.
Yeah, so Dave Meltzer, the way this happened too was Dave Meltzer was asked by a fan, what do you think if Cody and the Young Bucks started their own event? And
no, that wasn't the question. He asked if ROH could draw like a big stadium show. The fan asked if ROH could draw like a big stadium show. And then Dave Meltzer said no. And then
Cody was like, all right, I'll take that bet, Dave. Sears Center is what we're aiming for. 10,000 seater. Guarantee you we can sell it out, and we don't even need Ring of Honor. We can fund it out of our own money. Now, ultimately, they ended up paying Ring of Honor. They didn't necessarily need them. And everybody wants to tell me, well, Ring of Honor helped them. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
After they paid them. So, I don't care what anybody wants to tell me. Greg the Office Boy had no fucking control over this fucking show, and it showed, by the way.
And then the announcement was made for it. The tickets went on sale, and they sold out in like less than a half hour. Like it crashed the site, and I really love that Being the Elite episode where like you get to see like their reaction like right when it happened, how emotional like Cody and the Young Bucks were, and it was just all types of crazy stuff. And then they were announcing they were using Being the Elite, ROH, and Championship from Hollywood to build up and New Japan.
It was everywhere. Like it was literally you couldn't escape it. Every fucking wrestling show was like promoting this. Ring of Honor, Impact, New Japan, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which is like pretty much NWA's territory back then, was building to this. It was absolutely building to this. PWG was building to it. Like every fucking independent company that was closely affiliated with the show was promoting the hell out of this. It was promoting the hell out of it, dude.
And it was just something never really seen before. And it's so crazy too. Even though they had their things, they built. A lot of people say like if you don't watch Being the Elite, which I did go back and I didn't watch every episode before this show, but I watched enough so I got the build up. You really didn't need to watch Being the Elite to get the build up of this show.
You really didn't.
You would have helped, especially with the segment we don't like, but we'll get to that later. But honestly, who would want to watch Being the Elite for that? But we'll get into that. But it would have helped. You really didn't need. NWA was promoting it too on their YouTube channel. They were posting clips of like.
Yeah, they did a whole special like the NWA. World Championship, which by the way, that's one minor criticism too. Actually, now that I think about it, because it's like, to me, like other than time management, like the one thing that I think that they struggled with in this show was where to place their matches.
Yeah.
The NWA or IWGP World Title matches should have closed out the show. And I don't know if actually, now that I think about it, Marty Scurll and Okada wasn't even the title match, was it?
No.
Right. So,
I mean,
regardless, you were either going to have Aldis and Cody close or Marty Scurll and Okada close. It shouldn't have been the 6-man tag, in my opinion. But
the only thing I say about that, though, is if that match closed, though, we'd be sitting here and talking that those matches wouldn't have been as good as they were because they had to rush through this show. I feel like the 6-man kind of should have closed because of the wrestlers that were in it were able to move fast enough to actually get the show, over.
I mean, yeah, but then again, like all you would have had to do is just cut some matches short. They just need a better time management.
They cut a whole segment short. Once we get in, like I said, we'll get into that. But that's basically the build up to this, to All In. Now, what sucks about this show is like this is the first time I've seen it because I was away in North Carolina when this show happened. So I didn't get to see it. like live.
Yeah, I saw it live. It was a great experience live, for sure.
Well, let's talk about All In.
First, we start with the 0 Hour. Did you watch that?
Yeah. So this was 0 Hour. What this was this was basically the pre-show. They aired this on WGN America on television.
Talk about a difference. Just 1 year after that fact makes, huh? They were on WGN for the fucking pre-show.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Gotta start somewhere. So.
Yeah, I know. Humble beginnings. We start.
One thing we should say too is, if you watch All Elite Wrestling, they're still really high production, but the high production that they have now, isn't there obviously because they don't have Tony Khan and stuff backing them like they do now. So it's
the funny thing is, it still looked great. Like the production was nuts. Like for a stadium show like that.
We had the commentary team of Don Callis, Excalibur, and Ian Riccaboni.
Look, I like Ian Riccaboni and Excalibur together, but fuck.
Yeah.
Don Callis drags that fucking team down something fierce. Holy shit.
Don Callis.
There's a reason, by the way, he's not commentating for New Japan anymore, if you noticed.
Yep. You could see why Excalibur was picked to, be a part of All Elite Wrestling because he was the highlight of the whole show. He was awesome.
Yeah, he fucking called every move. Yep. Like Ian Riccaboni couldn't even keep up with him, and like everybody raved about Ian Riccaboni, and I'm like, he's average compared to Excalibur. Like Excalibur was on his fucking game. Like Ian Riccaboni was fine because he at least knew the storylines and he was at least talking.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Don Callis was doing. Again, it's like something about this fucking dude, whatever show he's on, I don't care if it's Impact, I don't care if it's New Japan, I don't care if it's this show, he just drags it down. It's like he has no care in the world for this business. This is honestly how I feel about it. It's like he has no fucking care about this business.
I can give an example. There's a match.
Show some emotion, fucker.
I can give an example too. There's a thing where Ian Riccaboni is talking about, well, you guys are experiencing the win, and like Don Callis is like ripping him a new one, but say, oh, we sucked anyways. It doesn't really matter if we.
Oh my god. Well, that was actually kind of funny. I'm not gonna give him too much shit there, but
yeah, he's just I don't know why he's still doing.
They wanted him there because they wanted him there. I'll tell you why he was there. They wanted him there because they wanted the three most known independent commentators around for the event. So they wanted Ian Riccaboni, Excalibur, and Don Callis. Here's the problem with that. You had another name and a whole nother company, first off, in Josh Matthews from Impact that you could have put in that booth. He would have been phenomenal in there. Would have been absolutely phenomenal in there. And he was done with his heel run anyway over there. So he would have been completely fine. And then you would have had Matt Stryker. Hello?
Well, we don't know what Lucha would have said, though, because I hear Lucha was getting stingy at this time. If Lucha would have said yes or no. Because Lucha...
Matt Stryker wouldn't have given a shit. I would have told you that firsthand. He wouldn't have given a fuck. There's a reason, by the way, Lucha Underground ain't coming back, and that's one of those fucking reasons.
Yeah. So plus two, AEW stole all this time.
Pretty much. I mean, they stole their last champion in Jake Hager.
Yeah. They stole the last champion. They have Pentagon. They have Ray Phoenix. They have Eva Lise, she wouldn't go back anyways, but they have all their stuff. Impact and
Impact, AEW, WWE has all of Lucha Underground stars essentially.
Yeah,
like, they just raided them, absolutely raided them, absolutely what they deserved. Absolutely what they deserved. The funny thing is too, if when it comes to Impact and AEW, if they were fucking lenient with their characters, they would have been able to keep all those fucking guys.
Yeah.
They would have been able to go over there and film shit for Lucha Underground. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to play nice. So guess what? They got fucked, and rightfully so, because they're idiots.
All right. So, as Don Callis now is Impact commentating for Impact. Excalibur is commentating for AEW.
At this point, can we call it what it is? Call him what it is. He's the head commentator for AEW.
Yeah.
I can't even believe to say this, but the fact that JR is kind of perfect in that, he'll open the show. He's the legend, but it's real. I feel like he's more of a co-host with Tony Schiavone, and then you got the play-by-play in Excalibur. Excalibur knows what the fuck he's doing. Excalibur knows the storylines going on. And the past stories as well, so. And
Ian Riccoboni, I forgot to look this up, but I believe he's still commentating for ROH.
Yes, he is. And he's trying his hardest to try to get some name back to Ring of Honor. Which, you can't blame the guy, but, yeah. Joey Mercury pretty much exposed their ass too, which we'll get to.
Alright, so it starts out with the Elite, at least Cody and the Young Bucks coming out. They had the All-In championships with them, because they got awarded those at the press conference. And you break down our promo segment, so talk about it.
Well, this is SoCal, right?
No, this is the Elite, Cody and the Young Bucks. Right at the beginning.
Oh, damn it. I this is actually the thing. I skipped through this so I can get it done.
Alright, so I'll just talk about it then.
Yeah, just talk about it. I went right to the SCU promo, so.
They talk about, welcome everyone to the building. They can't believe how packed it is. And they talk about, what to expect. And they basically just have some fun. They say, let's just blow right through some of the budget right here, right now. They do pyro. At first it doesn't go off, but then it does, which that's the first time in an indie show probably a pyro's ever gone off. And then they say maybe we'll give out some T-shirts, and they have people come out and just shoot T-shirts into the crowd. And then they say maybe we'll bring out.
It's typical fucking being the Elite shit. It's great.
Then they bring out a legend, and the legend they bring out is Road Warrior Animal.
That was fucking nuts.
It was fun.
Now that you're bringing this up, I remember this because I saw this live and it was fucking insane. And I'm like, what the fuck? Road Warrior Animal!
It was so much fun. And as for where he is now, he's just chilling, that's essentially what he's doing. He's just chilling. He'll make appearances.
Shit.
Yeah. This was an awesome way to start out All In, because obviously it goes in with the motto now that what All Elite Wrestling's about, all for the fans. And this is the first thing we've ever seen of Cody and of the Young Bucks creation was them, which makes sense because
100%.
Since they had advertisements, they did a Pro Wrestling Tees ad.
Which they still sponsor AEW to this day, by the way.
So there you go. Then we had the first match on the show. It was Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Briscoe brothers.
And a pre-Scorpio Sky before the. This is a year before that.
So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe SCU. We're not together that long, really. They were just.
They got together in 2017. He was an addition to the addiction. Yep. The addiction had turned heel after Cody won the title. Because the funny thing is, Cody was the heel in the match with Daniels, but the crowd was so into Cody. Like, you would not believe. This was pretty much the start of Cody being the babyface he is now. No matter the heel antics, he got fucking cheered. He flipped off my friend. He flipped off Casey, and he got cheered. Yeah. Like, this guy will not get booed for anything. So, he won that belt. The crowd erupted. He was fucking emotional. And Daniels was kind of left to the wayside, and he had that same ovation in a different town when he won the Ring of Honor World title, and he felt that the fans were... He pretty much did the Daniel Bryan story before Daniel Bryan did it. Yeah. So he did that. Then the Addiction turned into SoCal Uncensored when Scorpio Sky got into it. And it was originally for the Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Championships, which have been booked to utter fucking garbage, but that's here nor there. We just continue.
So then,
figured I'd bring the history there.
But they were definitely the baby faces in this match. They had slowly transitioned into the
face. At this point, like, they were just too over to the point where they just turned face again. So
yeah. And they wrestled the Briscoes, who were heels. They were the ROH World Tag Team Champions. And what a way to kick off this show. Right off the bat.
God, this match was 100 miles an hour from, like, the word go.
Right off the bat, the Briscoes take a cheap shot at Kazarian and Sky. They dominate Kazarian for a while. But then eventually Scorpio Sky comes in. And the match breaks down into utter chaos. Frankie Kazarian hits a springboard Hurricanrana, under the outside. And they get in control early in the match. Then eventually the Briscoes start to get the heat on Frankie Kazarian. They target him, and they just dominate him for a long-ass time. Eventually, Scorpio Sky gets the hot tag, and he hits a lot of cool dives. He hits a Tope Kahilo like several times throughout this match.
No, you got to get it right. In this world, it's a Tope Con Hello.
Yeah, so then they actually do a cool thing where they do like double dragon sleepers on the Briscoes, and
yeah, which they actually replicated in later matches, by the way.
And this was after doing the springboard cutters.
Yeah, those fucking springboard ace crushers.
And then in this universe it's cutters. It was not ace crushers yet, so.
Oh, really? They just full-on called them that? Well, I mean, they alternate between cutters and ace crushers all the time.
Yeah. And then, I believe Jay Briscoe thumbs Frankie Kazarian in the eye since he's the legal man, so he causes him to have to break up the submission, and Scorpio Sky checks on him. He gets ambushed. They hit a powerbomb, neckbreaker combination, but they don't get the win. They hit their, the finish, well, at least one of them. Mark hits the Tiger Driver 98, and then Mark hits the axe handle smash, but he gets broken up. But then eventually, the finish is Frankie Kazarian doing like a destroyer, and getting the win. And Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky win this match, and the match is really good. I really don't have an issue with Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky winning because they were just way too over to not win. And
plus, like, the Briscoes will be over regardless. Yeah. Because they're the fucking Briscoes.
And it actually was utilized in later stories. This set up a feud to tag title match. Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky took the ROH World Tag Team titles from the Briscoes. And they had to wait till March, so they didn't strike when they should have struck, but it's neither here nor there.
This is what you get when you get Greg the fucking office boy.
Sorry. And then obviously they lost the titles, and Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, along with Christopher Jones, will all sign with All Elite Wrestling once it started up. And now Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky were the first ever AEW World Tag Team Champions. And now you can really see why, because I talked about this before we came on camera. Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky were the first match in Cody and the Young Bucks, like, any show they ever created. So it makes sense for them to kind of be the first champions.
Yeah, it made all the sense in the world. And
the Briscoes...
This match was... are we doing star ratings for this, or what?
Yeah. I give it 3.5. I thought it was really good.
I thought... I actually gave it 3 3/4. Love this match. Love the Briscoes. Love SCU. This was perfect tag team wrestling at its fucking finest here. Modern day combined with old school, especially. These are probably, like, if I had to venture at that time, and probably still are, two of the best tag teams in the world right now, in SCU and the Briscoes, and
Absolutely.
yeah, it was great that we at least got this match here because I don't think we're ever gonna get it again.
Yeah, unless the Briscoes sign with All Elite Wrestling, but I don't think
I think that's coming up sooner than people think. For the record,
again,
we'll get to that when we talk about Ring of Honor.
The Briscoes though today, are still in ROH. They're not the current champions, but now they recently have been 10-time tag team champions. So, there you go.
Record breaking in Ring of Honor.
And we should mention too, like the companies that are involved with this are companies like ROH, Impact, New Japan,
ROH, Impact, New Japan, PWG, NWA,
CMLL,
sadly Bar, and like pretty much everything in between. If you think of an indie, Joey Janela's company was involved in this. Like there was so many. Like the thing about it is, I think Joey Janela's company was involved with the Plunder too, like the weapons and shit.
Oh yeah.
So it's like they went all out, no pun intended, with this show, all in.
Then we had Alicia Tout interview Kenny Omega, and he just talks about how excited he is, for his match later in the show. He's excited for the event as a whole, and he's going to show why he's the bout machine when he beats Pentagon Jr. What's his name?
We're going to get to that. Yeah. We're going to get to that.
Alicia, like I said, I like this too, because it's not like Alicia Tout holding a microphone and just asking questions. It just looks like they're having just a casual conversation.
Yeah. Anytime I hear Alicia Tout's name, you know what I think of? It's so stupid.
Tout.
Yeah. every time I hear it, like, I'm half expecting her to take a phone out and just start. Hi, welcome to Tout. I'm Alicia Tout. Hello, how you do?
And then she's signed as an interviewer for All Elite Wrestling, and we'll say what Kenny Omega is, because we don't really need to say that right now because he's on the show later. This interview is a thumbs up.
It is 2 thumbs up.
Then we have the over-budget Battle Royal, where the winner was going to receive an ROH World Championship match.
We're just going to get the star ratings out of the way first. This was 3-star for me.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I give it 3 3/4.
Well, I mean, maybe now you're making me sound harsh. I just rated it 3-star, but I still really enjoyed it. Because it was a battle royal, and maybe I'll tell you. Battle royal is a battle royal.
Maybe I'll tell you why in a second. But there's no story to it really. They just had an over-budget battle royal. There is story, but that doesn't tie into the end of the match, because we'll get into that in a second. But
sign Austin Gunn.
Yeah, but
all I gotta say.
Basically this was a rib, I think, because they knew like they'd go over the budget, so there was supposed to be 15, but they had like 30 competitors in it instead, which I'll read off.
Did they really? No, it said 90, and it said 19. 19 competitors, I think.
They were saying on All Elite being the Elite, that they might have 30. But it was like 19, yeah.
It was 19, I'm pretty sure.
Alright, so the competitors were, in alphabetical order, Austin Gunn, Billy Gunn, Brandon Cutler, Brian Cage, Bully Ray, Cheeseburger. I don't really like the fact that that's a wrestling name, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, you have to look at the gimmick and understand why he's called Cheeseburger.
Chico El Luchador. We'll get to him later. Chucky T, Cole Cabana, Ethan Page, Jimmy Jacobs, Jordan Grace, Marco Stunt. So this is probably where Marco Stunt got like his big break. Moose, Punishment Martinez, Rocky Romero, the Hurricane, Tommy Dreamer, and Trent Beretta. That's a hell of a field, and let's go through this match in depthly. Bully Ray was really the only one that got like a legit entrance, and he had no entrance music. And Bully Ray, he really showed how awesome of a heel he was. Because usually when you see like a legend pop up on like a wrestling show, they get cheered. He got booed.
Of course he did. He's Bully Ray. He knows his fucking place. He knows his job.
Yeah.
He does it well. He's a dick, and he knows he's a dick. Which I might as well. I don't know if I'll tell this story here. It's kind of appropriate. But when he was babyface and he was actually teaming with the Briscoes for the 6-man tag belts, he just lost them and whatnot.
I think you've told the story before.
But yeah, I figured I'd tell it here again. And I met him. Literally met him. He was coming like towards me, and I'm like, "Bully, what's up?" And he's like, "What's up with you?" I'm like, "Not much, man. I'm just waiting for my friend. Good to meet you." I stuck my hand out, and he's like, "No, man. Real men don't shake hands. We fist bump." I'm like, "All right." We fist bumped, and I just see this intensity in his fucking eyes, and I'm like, "This is really awesome." He just goes, "Good to meet you," and he walked away, and I'm like, "Awesome."
Yeah.
And then I forgot to ask him my question, which was, "Hey, did you see a kid with some Vinny Marseglia shirt?" He's like, "Was he rotund?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I saw him in there. I'm sure he'll be out in a few." I'm like, "All right, thanks." That was awesome. It. So it's cool. So, I got to meet Bully Ray, and then I met him again. I don't know if I told this part of the story, but I met him again the day after where they were having the tapings, and I talked about like it was awesome to meet you. For the record, your hand's like the size of a ham hock compared to mine. It was like, well, that's different. And then he immediately was shooting an angle with Dalton Castle because they were feuding at the time, and he made it like it was a shoot and he was about to beat the shit out of him right during the autograph signing, and then he just goes, "Notice how the whole fucking room went quiet."
That's awesome.
I'm like, holy shit.
But speaking of that, Dalton Castle was on commentary for this because he had, like, not that long ago just lost the ROH World Championship to Jay Lethal, so he was scouting his future competition for his rematch or something.
It wasn't Jay. Did he? I thought he lost to Cody.
So on Wikipedia. So.
Oh, well, fuck.
No, Dalton Castle lost the championship to Jay Lethal.
Well, he also lost it at one point to Cody, but...
I don't think so.
That probably makes sense. I don't know. Oh, no. Cody lost it to Castle. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But then, but yeah, the match starts, and it's instant chaos. Bully Ray just instantly power bombs. Where is he? Chico El Luchador through a table, and that ties into the end of the match.
Poor Chico. Hey, Chico. Reza Ramon, El Jefe.
Then Chucky T, and then Bully Ray pulls Chucky T out. He throws him into the guardrail. Jordan Grace lays out Bully Ray, and then Ethan Page lays her out with a super kick. And then I think someone gets in her face. I forget who. Well, gets in his face. I forget who it was. I think it was Austin Gunn. And everyone just starts spearing into a brawl. And Bully Ray and not Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer and Billy Gunn act like they're gonna do dives, but they just go and join everybody anyways. They always like it when they do that. And Trent Beretta hits a really cool dive, and then everyone's just hitting dives on each other, and the match is out of control right away. Moose starts to get on a roll. It was kind of weird. Moose was a face here because he was a heel, and this is like right when he turned heel in Impact, so it was kind of weird. He goes for his high cross body off the middle turnbuckle onto everybody, but they catch him, which I like because that never happens. And they try to throw him over, but Moose is doing the best he can to fight him off. But he turns around and he turns his back much too long, and Marco Stunt drop kicks him right in the back of the neck and eliminates him. And then he does the not the raise the roof, but the shimmy shake or whatever it's called.
No, isn't it called the floss? I thought it was the floss.
I don't know, whatever it's called.
Fuck it.
Yeah, whatever.
He's a dancing little shit.
Yeah.
That everybody wants to see get his ass kicked.
And then the best friends work together. They act like they're gonna hug, but Ethan Page interrupts it, and I hated Ethan Page for the whole match. Then you know, best friends are fighting on the apron, and Ethan Page goes to eliminate them. But Rocky Romero makes the save. Ethan Page too goes off.
Oh, that's speaking of Rocky Romero, that's another guy that AEW should sign. Sign him, Rocky. Yep. Rocky Romero, sign him.
Ethan Page hits an ace crusher, a cutter, on Chucky T off of Trent's back. It was nuts. And the best friends get eliminated by Punishment Martinez, and you got to see this.
Which makes sense because he's fucking Punishment Martinez.
You get to see this moment where Punishment Martinez and Brian Cage go at it, and that was awesome.
Oh, that was fucking amazing.
Brandon Cutler gets eliminated, but you don't see how he gets eliminated because it was, it was off camera. And Bully Ray is just on the apron, just hitting like wicked, lariats.
Oh, what the hell?
There's a bug on my camera. Sorry.
Jesus, what the fuck was that? That scared the shit out of me. I thought I was... What the fuck?
But anyhow, Bully Ray is just punching the chest of, Marco Stunt while he's on the apron. And he could have just easily eliminated him, but Bully Ray, caught him.
Bully Ray's a bully. He's a dick.
Bully Ray...
We've been over this.
Bully Ray caught him before he went on the floor because he wanted to extinguish more punishment on him, so... there you go. I actually didn't mind that at all, actually. Jordan Grace looks strong in this match. Tommy Dreamer gets the weapons, and he starts hitting everybody with cookie sheets and such. And then Bully Ray hits him with a trash can.
Why is it always cookie sheets with him? I swear to God. It's like it's like his go-to. Everybody thinks it's like, oh, well, when you think of Tommy Dreamer, well, it's the stop sign, the trash cans, the kendo stick. Nope, the cookie sheet.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But Bully Ray hits him with a trash can and eliminates him. And then Bully Ray eventually eliminates Marco Stunt with just a back suplex. And because Marco Stunt's really small, to him the fall was, more than an average person. We'll move on from that because I probably shouldn't have said that. Jimmy Havoc does the mandible claw on somebody's balls. I forget whose it was. And Brian Cage gets eliminated. Not Brian Cage. Ethan Page gets eliminated somehow. I don't remember exactly how. Oh, he got eliminated by Billy Gunn, and he was mad. Billy. No, it's Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana had like a hip attack, and he eliminated Ethan Page. Billy Gunn got to work together with his son, Austin Gunn. And they looked like a really fluent tag team. I really like that. They actually at one point eliminate Punishment Martinez. Well, no, just Austin Gunn eliminates Punishment Martinez. And they have a nice father-son moment. But then Bully Ray, because he's a bully, eliminates.
He's a dick. We've been over this.
Eliminates Austin Gunn, and Billy Gunn gets pissed and hits a Faymaster on him. There's a 1.2 where
did we mention Flip Gordon was in this as well?
That's at the end.
Right.
Jimmy Jacobs actually tries to do the mandible claw and kiss Billy Gunn because I guess that's his thing. And Billy Gunn just tells him suck this and eliminates him. It's quite funny.
I fucking love that.
Billy Gunn gets eliminated, I think, by Brian Cage. That makes sense to me.
This is Brian Cage. He's a fucking...
And the final four is Colt Cabana, Bully Ray, Brian Cage, and Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace actually hits a powerbomb on Brian Cage. I was quite impressed with that. I wish Jordan Grace looked the same in this match that she did in that gauntlet match at Bound for Glory not that long ago, because she looked awesome in this match. She eliminates Brian Cage, and then Bully Ray is bullying Jordan Grace because he's a bully. We've been over this. And
he's a dick.
Colt Cabana has Jordan Grace work together, and they do the what's up headbutt to the groin on Bully Ray. and she tries to Irish whip him and eliminate him, but Bully Ray reverses it, so then it's just down to Colt Cabana and Bully Ray, and Colt Cabana hits Bully Ray with a chair, and he goes to eliminate him, but Bully Ray reverses it, and he eliminates Colt Cabana, and Bully Ray thinks he's won, and then Chico El Luchador comes back in, hits a super kick on Bully Ray, and he unmasks, and it's revealed that it's Flip Gordon. And it's Bully Ray. Now, the storyline behind this is they have been building up for months and months that Flip Gordon had been consistently trying to get booked on this show at All In. But
and for the record, Flip Gordon also, for the record, this also tied in because this was for a shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship as well, which Jay Lethal was the champion by this time.
Yeah, he was doing everything in his power to try to get booked because it had to be it had to be a unanimous agreement between Cody and the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks were in favor of it, Brandy Rhodes was in favor of it, but Cody was not a fan of Flip Gordon. Just something he said it made him not feel right about Flip Gordon. And Flip Gordon did everything he could. He tried to win the NWA World's title, but he didn't work. And, Matt Jackson...
Which I love they did that, by the way.
Matt Jackson offered him to be the special guest referee for the main event. But notice, too, he even said, I have other plans that day. So they had a plan there. And I don't know if you see this being the Elite episode, but you actually see Flip Gordon disguised as this guy, and asking him to put me and all my family. So in a way, Cody booked him on the show by accident because he didn't know it was him. So I love
how like Cody will automatically just act absolutely oblivious.
Yeah. But I love the way they did all of this. It was a nice moment for Flip Gordon, and later on in the show, he was going to go on to wrestle, Jay Lethal for the ROH World Championship. And, I'll tell you why I really like this match. Well, one, because I like the story with Flip Gordon, that, him winning up the star rating. But it wasn't your traditional Battle Royal.
He bring that up now, and I feel like I was harsh on it.
There's so many things that are going on. It's not just like, in Battle Royals, you typically just see really not a lot happening until, they get to the very end.
That's been consistent with all of AEW's Battle Royals, too, if you really think about it.
Maybe that's why they do the Casino Battle Royal, because it prevents that from happening.
Fuck it. You know what? Yeah, I'll give the grade you gave it.
One thing
I think about it now, and it's like there was a lot of shit that happened here. You had a lot of stories intermingled in one.
Yep. Then we had the show. They had Chandra Royal perform the national anthem, which was, I think, a first at an indie show. I thought that was cool. Then we have a match that might not be technically the match of the night, but it's kind of synonymous with the way AEW is being presented and stuff. It's MJF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman versus Matt Cross.
MJF was a fucking star the minute he walked out. Yep. The minute he walked out there, he was made, and he didn't even have a fucking microphone in his hand yet. I watched this back, and I thought he was going to get a microphone in his hand because I distinctly remember. But I must have confused this with Double or Nothing.
Yep.
Because he didn't have a mic. He just wrestled, acted like a heel, said he was better than everybody, trash talked the fans, and was working over Matt Cross like a fucking heel should. He was a star here. Yeah. He was so different from everybody else. He was just in character 24/7. There was not one time this guy wasn't a dick. He was great.
Cody even said, too, and he said he's taking a big risk signing MJF and letting him do the show, but sometimes it's worth the risk. You can't just sign guys that are going to put on good matches. You got to sign characters and stuff, too, and that's what he did with MJF.
The funny thing is, MJF, if you actually go and watch like a match where he's going 100 miles an hour, he's fucking great. That's the thing, too. So he could do it all.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
I want to talk about Matt Cross, too. We've seen Matt Cross in Lucha Underground, but I feel like this is like the first time, even though he does all the moves he does in Lucha Underground, seems like the first time that I've seen Matt Cross like wrestle. There's something different about Matt Cross that like you don't really get in Lucha Underground.
He doesn't have the contractual handcuffs.
So there's that. So we have to
That's the reason.
If you think about it, now that we think about it, maybe how Lucha Underground kind of, in a sense, is a lot like WWE in a sense, except you not limited with movesets. Maybe we should caution watching Lucha. I hear it's a TV series, but it's kind of like, I don't know. But
it was a good TV show.
Yeah.
That.
But anyhow, like MJF would not be able to do his gimmick in you know, Lucha Underground. But anyhow, yeah, the match starts off. MJF like it's insulting Matt Cross, talking about how he thinks he's the great professional wrestler. They lock up and MJF gets the best of him. And he said he's even yelling at him, "It's just that easy, isn't it?" And then you know, he acts like he's gonna do a dive, and he even says, "I don't need to dive for any of you." It was awesome. And then you know, Matt Cross starts to work over the arm of MJF. There's a point where MJF's working over the arm of Matt Cross, and he flips him off, but he like reels it up when he slowly does it like that. That's cool.
I love that.
And he works over the arm of Matt Cross. He hits an arm DDT on the apron. He throws him arm first into the step. And that's the thing about MJF. He methodically just picked apart the arm of Matt Cross like the whole match, pretty much.
Yeah, because his finisher is the Salt of the Earth Fujiwara armbar.
Then eventually Matt Cross mounts a comeback. He hits a flip dive over the top rope, and he runs all the way up the stage. It's like, what are you doing, buddy?
He was going 100 miles an hour. Like, he would not stop. The minute he hit the dive, he's just like...
Yep. He hits double knees. And then eventually... I was sad because he hits the shooting star press and beats MJF, and I was like, sad. Oh. I wanted MJF to win. I mean, MJ. Let's be real, MJF.
Well, I will say, sign Matt Cross. He's really good. Also, yeah, MJF was such a fucking star. He should have won, but
once the Lucha stuff is situated, sign Matt Cross. Because I think he's still. That's what I think he's still dealing with that because
they're not gonna come back. Fuck them! They're in breach of contract at this point. As far as I'm concerned, get the fuck out.
Well, because
fucking Jake Hager's there. He was their last champ.
I know, yeah. Maybe he wasn't under contract. As for the aftermath, Matt Cross really hasn't done much indie shows really after this. He's had like a few NWA World's title matches. And I'm just going to blame Lucha Underground for this, because there's no way that Matt Cross would just stop working wrestling shows all of a sudden.
Wouldn't be the first time a Cross is screwed over in wrestling.
Yep.
We salute you, Killer Cross. Hopefully you get out of your fucking contract, since they're in breach of it.
But MJF, like I said, he was a star. He was made a star here.
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
he was fucking great.
Yep. And I thought the match was pretty good. I gave it 3 1/4.
I gave it like 3.5 just because MJF was so fucking entertaining here. Holy shit.
Yep. There you go.
As I said, they didn't even have a mic yet, and he was instantly a star.
Yep.
Instantly. Oh, by the way, we should mention Justin Roberts was here.
Yep.
This is the first appearance of Justin Roberts since he got fired by WWF. Or say WWF like I'm back in the fucking night. I'm an old timer.
Yep.
The WWE.
Speaking of old timers, Sean Mooney interviewed Nick Aldis. I thought Sean Mooney honestly was dead. I didn't realize he was still alive.
Same. I was like, what the fuck? Sean Mooney.
And you know, Nick Aldis talks about how he's going to retain the NWA World Championship against Cody because Cody's got so many other things going on, running the show and everything, and he hasn't really been focused on the NWA World's title. And
Does it sound familiar? If it does, it's Chris Jericho and Cody's promo now.
But then he also says, he's done so much to revitalize the NWA World's Championship. He doesn't want to lose the title now, and he has to beat Cody. Awesome promo by Nick Aldis.
He has to beat the Nightmare. He has to beat the Nightmare. He has to beat the Nightmare.
Yep.
Sorry.
Then we had a match that kind of surprised me on this show. We had Christopher Daniels with Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus Stephen Amell with Josh Segura,
I think.
Yeah. With Jerry Lynn as the special guest referee.
Okay. So, before we get into anything, I was a huge advocate of Stephen Amell when he first showed up in WWE because I said, I think this guy is going to blow a lot of people out of the water. And we were left extremely disappointed. This was one of the first inklings I got when I saw WWE really doesn't let the wrestlers go all out on the main roster. Not even their fucking celebrity guests.
Yep.
Because I didn't know what it was. Everybody told me, no, it's because he's never wrestled before in his life. And I'm like, but he's a fucking freak athlete. Does all his own stunts. Like, there's no way he can't do wrestling. If he could do his own stunts, there's no way he can't do this. There's no way. There's no fucking way. He did so little in that fucking SummerSlam match. It was atrocious what they fucking did. They had him do one shitty crossbody, which was admittedly pretty shit, and then like 2 or 3 kicks? This is a far cry from that.
Let's go over the story first, because the storyline, we'd be ashamed if we didn't talk about it. So Stephen Amell was going to show up at All In. He was going to show up anyways. But the tickets, he was going to be like the catalyst if they couldn't sell out the tickets, but they ended up selling out before he could even be announced for the show. So it was like, it's kind of funny. That's like never happened. Like,
he must have felt like, aw.
But still,
not even the star I thought I was.
But he had been kind of like, it wasn't like this was his first match. He had worked a few matches in ROH, and he was aligned with the Bullet Club since Cody was in the Bullet Club and stuff like that. He was kind of working with Cody. And Stephen Amell wanted to transition into wrestling. And Christopher Daniels thought it was a joke. He thought it was a joke that some actor was going to come and just easily try to transition into something that he worked for years for.
I love this story. It's so simple and it works.
Christopher Daniels,
two perfect guys play up the story as well, I thought.
And I love how Christopher Daniels even kind of heals it up by saying that, I am better than you because I can do your job because I guess he was in some type of movie or something like around this time, and he talked about.
Yeah, he was. I don't remember the movie though.
And just go watch the promos that Christopher Daniels cuts on him. They even do a Thin in the Ring where Stephen Amell even says it's gonna be funny. Well, my first one-on-one victory is gonna be your last match, and then Christopher Daniels is like, I didn't realize this was Comedy Hour. This was such a good feud.
It's a very underrated feud. By the way, if the minute he's done with the Arrow, they need to sign Amell. It is a must. It is a must that they sign Stephen Amell. He's too fucking good. He just needs to learn some basic shit, and he'll be ready for primetime TV. Honest to God, they need to sign Stephen Amell.
I even love, too, there's a promo that Daniels even cuts on the bus where he talks about, how he walks home every night.
Hold on.
What?
I apparently was playing in the background of empty project of fucking the retro review.
So do we have to redo this then?
No. I exited out and paused. We're good.
Yeah.
I just have it up for later.
Well, it's not gonna like overtake our like.
No, I just I didn't realize it. It just startled me because all I'm hearing now, it's just you're talking, and then all of a sudden I hear the beat drop. And my cousin starts rapping. We're doing all the classics. And I'm like, the fuck?
But then, you know, Christopher Daniels talks about how he sometimes, you know, isn't home for months on end. While, you know, Stephen Amell, you go film your TV show, but you get to go home for, you know, months on end. I'm on the road consistently. This was just so good. It was so good.
Just watch this feud. Just in general, just watch it.
And then the match.
The match was out of this fucking world.
You want to talk about the match? Like,
I don't remember much of them. I'll tell you the few fucking key spots, and it all involves Stephen Amell. Stephen Amell does a fucking coast to coast.
Yep.
From fucking, he literally jumps off the ropes and hits it perfectly. He hit it better than Shane.
Probably.
Honest to God, he fucking got some hang time with this
Stephen Amell too was actually before that like out wrestling Daniels, because I think, you know, they're tying that in that Daniels took this guy maybe too like a little lightly, and he's actually like putting on a clinic with him, and then, you know, eventually Daniels throws him into the guardrail and he hits a running STO, standing moonsault. He works over the back of Stephen Amell. He brings out a table, and this tied in because apparently at an ROH show, he put Stephen Amell through a table. So Stephen Amell wanted to get revenge. He tried to German suplex him through it, but Christopher Daniels, you know, doesn't want to have any of that. So he hits a running STO on the apron. Eventually, Christopher Daniels goes for some type of superplex or something, but then Stephen Amell kicks him off, and he lands on the apron. This did look a little goofy, like Daniels had to like put himself on the table. But I'm going to excuse it because maybe Daniels was outsmarting him. Maybe he knew what he was doing all along. Maybe he knew that Stephen Amell wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought initially.
And you know, he went for like a splash through the table on Daniels, but Daniels moved out of the way and he went through the table. That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what Daniels knew what I was doing. And
the splash looked fucking great, by the way.
Jerry Lynn has the opportunity to count both guys out, and then. I should say at All In, it was a 10 count, because that actually is important, because, you know, since it was incorporated with New Japan and ROH, the 20 count, it's 10 count. You could say which one is the best one, if it's a 20 count or a 10 count. I really don't care. It doesn't really, doesn't really bother me that much which one it is.
I think 20 count, just so that way you could do more shit on the outside, but that's just me.
You know what's stupid, though? Somehow ROH had matches end via count out. It's like, how do you not get back in the win by like, for 20 seconds? Like,
no, they have the 10-second count in Ring of Honor. That's why. And in New Japan, you have the 20-second.
But so Jerry Lynn just puts Christopher Daniels back into the win, and Christopher Daniels is upset about this because he wanted to take the win. And at this point, Christopher Daniels just destroys Stephen Amell. He hits him with a STO. He hits him with, you know, he's just destroying him. And Jerry Lynn is like getting into his face, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna do the predictable thing where he pisses off Jerry Lynn, he shoves him, and then, you know, it leads to Stephen Amell winning. That didn't happen. So Christopher Daniels hit the Angels win and won. It's like, what? Wait, like that did not just happen, and I loved it. Like it didn't, like WWE, they didn't go the predictable WWE method where they had the.
They went a whole different method with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this match was just fucking unbelievable. Everyone was saying, like, singing the praises of fucking Stephen Amell after this, like how good he did and everything, and like he only had one botch in the whole match, which is unheard of for a celebrity. He went toe to toe with Daniels, who's a veteran in the business. Everything, which you know is great for him. Again, he gets the basic fundamentals of wrestling down. Easily you can sign him. I don't even think it's a question.
The match is very good. I give it 3 3/4 stars. It was a
3 3/4. Fucking phenomenal job by Amell. Yeah. After the match, Daniels and him, they have a sign of respect, the handshake to seal the deal, and Daniels gives him the props that he deserved, which pretty much turned him babyface from that point forward.
Yeah.
it was fucking great. It was just the whole storyline, the match, everything about this was awesome. Everything about this was just great.
And as you know, Christopher Daniels basically followed the path of his, honorary SCU members, where he went to All Elite Wrestling as well and stuff. And I want to say, let's talk about how crazy. If All Elite Wrestling hadn't started, Christopher Daniels would have retired from professional wrestling. That's just so crazy.
That's nuts to think about, yeah.
And Stephen Amell is still filming Arrow, but he's also done some side movies and stuff. And the guy that he was in as manager is also doing movies and stuff. So
yeah, hopefully he'll be able to like balance movies out with wrestling. I'd love to see him in AEW again. He's just good, man. He's really good. One of those guys that can easily transition from movies to wrestling.
Jerry Lynn is just chilling. So
yeah, he's just chilling. He is Jerry. Well, no, Jerry Lynn. Actually, he's not just chilling. He is a coach for All Elite Wrestling. You forgot.
Oh yeah, he is.
We mentioned if you want to know where we mentioned that, it's the State of AEW address.
Correct.
Yes.
Then we had the next match. It was a 4-corner survival match. Which is basically a fatal 4-way match. It was Chelsea Green versus Britt Baker, DMD versus Madison Rayne versus Tessa Blanchard.
Could you imagine Tully Blanchard?
Yeah. And we had Tanel Dashwood and Mandy Leon on commentary in the place of Don Callis, so thank you. I should just put this match. I should put this match up at extra style rated just for the fact that we didn't have to hear Don Callis on commentary for it.
Fucking trash all night. All night.
Well, all night. He wasn't on all night, so yeah, what a great women's match this was. Just showing how the women's evolution was expanding, and I found it funny too that
ran over like a fucking $1 million.
Yeah, I want to talk about this too. This match happened right before the Evolution pay-per-view, so it's so funny how that happened.
Yeah, right.
And I want to talk. So remember we did a video talking about how we've seen how everyone says that the Fiend Bray Wyatt's original because it's multiple personality. We've never seen it before. What did Chelsea Green? What's Chelsea Green's character in this match, James?
A multiple personality disorder with two fucking different gimmicks that she's actually battling within the match.
Yep. I don't think Bray Wyatt even does that in this match at all in his matches. He's just the Fiend, and then that's it.
He's just the Fiend, and then he's Ray Rogers behind the scenes.
Yep. But they, all these women were like making waves in the professional wrestling business. Tessa Blanchard and Madison Rayne.
Tessa Blanchard and Dr. Britt Baker DMD shined.
Yeah.
Especially, I want please eventually sign Tessa so we can see Britt Baker and Tessa Blanchard. I just want to see them tear the fucking roof off the place.
But yeah,
sorry, continue.
Tessa Blanchard, and Madison Rayne had just competed in the Mae Young Classics, and Tessa Blanchard probably had the best match in the Mae Young Classics.
Yeah, this was like fresh off this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tessa Blanchard made her fucking name in like the span of 2 months.
She had just signed with Impact too, and Madison Rayne was doing everything. She was wrestling in Impact, she was wrestling in ROH, she was wrestling in WWE.
And if I remember from watching it, didn't she come out with a belt, Tessa? I think she did.
She was the champ, and I don't think she came out with the belt.
Well, she said she was the champion. I think she was a Women of Wrestling champ.
The only one
which wouldn't shock me.
Yeah. That's why too I refuse to watch Women of Wrestling. Because Tessa's a heel on there. It's like, nope, not having that.
It doesn't work.
I mean, I get they
especially now you have her on Impact. She's a face.
I get though they taped this in May and she wasn't doing the stuff then, but it's like, I don't really feeling it.
Yeah, if you tape this in May and you're now gonna fucking build up, tape it in advance, I don't care to watch it.
I'm gonna tell you this too. Wasn't she doing this storyline too in May, where she was like feuding with OVE and all that type of stuff?
Yes.
So why didn't they just make? They really should have just made changes, because it doesn't work with her being a heel, because she's literally the hottest babyface in Impact. Like,
I think the dude who manages it is a fucking idiot.
There you go.
I think that's all we need to say there. I'm sorry, he just is.
All right. Anyhow, Chelsea Green though, I think had just shortly, left Impact, and she was making her way to WWE. So this was like one of her last matches. Before that, but
I was sad because she would have been such a coup for AEW, man.
But
now she's going to be fucking lost in the shuffle in WWE main roster when she eventually goes up there.
Yep. But they put on a clinic, though.
100%.
Chelsea Green is contemplated whether or not to do the handshake because she's got multiple personality disorder, which is awesome. And Tessa Blanchard just hits a wicked forearm right off the bat, right onto Madison Rayne. That was awesome. And DMD, Britt Baker, and Chelsea Green go at it. Chelsea Green hits an arm drag from the top rope, and then eventually Tessa Blanchard takes her and throws her into the guardrail on the outside. Madison Rayne, she looked the worst out of everyone in this match, but she still held her own in this match. She still looked fairly good. Madison Rayne hit a really cool head scissors. Everybody hit really cool dives. You had Tessa Blanchard do a suicide dive or Torpeco Hero on the outside. You had Madison Rayne do like a high crossbody, taking everybody out. Chelsea Green hit the curb stomp in this match. You had her hit the Impredia, but like her version of it, where she does the twist and like lifts the opponent up. It's quite awesome. Tessa Blanchard does the Magnum TA in the corner. And that's really goddamn cool. It's so cool, too, because she came out with Tully Blanchard and Magnum TA, so that was pretty goddamn cool.
That was fucking great.
She does a swinging neckbreaker, but doesn't get the win. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, does the Fisherman's Neckbreaker. There's a missile drop kick by Chelsea Green in this match. But eventually the finish comes when, Tessa Blanchard hits her finish. I believe it's some type of Falcon Arrow or something. And I believe, too, in this match, and I have to say it because it's so annoying now, somebody hits a Falcon Arrow, and then they say, nobody ever kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
Yeah, in this show, it was appropriate, though, because it was the first time.
I know.
Deal. No one kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
I just
he kicked out of the Falcon Arrow.
I just, it's annoying because you hear it every week now, so it's like...
How much would you be pissed if on WIW we talk about how Chris Phoenix hit the Phoenix Arrow and they kicked out of the Phoenix Arrow?
I may unsubscribe. And
I wouldn't do it.
Then, but yeah, Tessa Blanchard wins, but what I liked about the victory is Madison Rayne, or Chelsea Green, I forget which one, actually breaks up the pinfall, but she didn't make it in time. So it was something different and something unique.
Urgency.
Yep. So it was something different, something we never seen before. Afterwards, all the women shake hands and hug in respect, and it was really goddamn cool. And yeah, it was just awesome stuff.
Mandy and the other chick on commentary were like, "Yay, women!"
That's good, yeah. As for
great. Good, congratulations, women! You had your part here.
So 4.5 stars. It was a great match. Any additional thoughts you have about the match?
No, you pretty much covered everything. This was a great women's match, great 4-way match. Really hid the weaknesses, I thought, of Madison Rayne quite well.
Yeah.
So this was a great match, all things considered. Because let's be honest, do you remember what was the pay-per-view? No Way Out 2001, where they had you had Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho, and then there's X-Pac. Yep. But X-Pac actually his weaknesses were pretty much hidden, and it ended up being like a fucking classic 4-way. This is kind of like that.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So then, as for all the Chelsea Green, I forgot to mention too, Chelsea Green hits a 1-and-wash in the corner, and obviously that's a reference because she was dating, a certain someone that does the run and wash in WWE. So, and I like that they make mention of it.
Which one? How many people do the running wash?
I'll just go like this, and you'll know.
That's right.
Yeah,
they were dating at the time, weren't they?
I think they still are. So.
Woo, woo, woo.
And the
I'm a jobber.
And the commentators talk about it too, and they're like, "Oh, that's a run and wash. That's famous in New Japan." It was so funny. I mentioned that because, like I said,
writer credit. They gave fucking Samoa Joe credit. It's fucking great. Oh my god.
But yeah, Chelsea Green shortly after this signed with WWE. Dr. Britt Baker. This is really where she got her start in. I mean, she obviously was, not new to professional wrestling, but this is where she had her breakout moment. And then, believe it or not, she was the first one actually signed that wasn't like Cody or the Bucks and stuff. It's so crazy that it was Britt Baker.
She was fucking great. She fucking shined here. I think a lot of that had to do with Tessa, because obviously she still has her greenness. But, again, I would love to see Britt Baker and Tessa Blanchard just tear it up one day. I really do. Everyone's everybody wants to see Tessa Blanchard, Charlotte Flair. Fuck that. I want to see her and Britt Baker.
Then,
far better match.
Madison Rayne stayed with Impact. I think she left for Impact and then came back.
She wanted to join the Allure and Ring of Honor, and then she just got signed a multi-year deal with Impact because they were paying her more money. So she's like, fuck it then. I'm going with Impact. Because Ring of Honor didn't know if they were going to do the storyline, and then they eventually said they are, and they just did it without her.
Yeah. I mean,
and we all know how that's working out.
Then Tessa Blanchard is, like I said, tearing it up in Impact. She's wrestling not just females, but also males, too, and she's possibly going to win the world title. So,
which she should.
Yeah. Tenelle Dashwood finished out her run in ROH. They talked about how she was having a women's title match, at that ROH show. I don't know if she won it, but it happened. And
I love how you say it. It happened. It just happened.
And then she signed with Impact now. She signed this year, not that long ago, and she just had an Impact women's title match, and she's facing...
That's another match I want to see with Tessa. Tenille Dashwood and Tessa Blanchard. That probably already happened, in fairness, but still. I'm going to look it up, and if it happened, I'm watching it.
I forgot to look up what Mandy Leon is doing today, so...
Leon's a part of the Allure. I think still is Women of Honor World Champion.
There you go.
And again, we all know how well that's working out.
At least, I don't, but you do.
I do. Because it's one of the reasons why Ring of Honor is about to go out of business in fucking 2020.
Then we had, then the show really gets going. The show was going great, but the last, few matches really get the show going. The next match is the NWA World Championship match. NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis with Jeff Jarrett, Samuel Shaw, Sean Daivari, and Tim Storm versus Cody with Brandy Rhodes, Diamond Dallas Page, Glacier, and Tommy Dreamer. This match probably is the match that has the most story on the whole show.
Holy shit.
What a story.
I mean, and it was simple. They were telling it on commentary. Yeah. This crowd was so hot for Cody. Oh my god.
But let's talk about this. So in 2017, Billy Corgan bought NWA. And everyone thought that was so stupid of him to buy. They thought it was a waste of money. He's like, you're buying a dead brand, and you're just wasting your money.
How ironic is it too that he literally got fucked over by Dixie Carter not even a couple years after the fact too.
Yep.
It's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy this.
And then Nick Aldis won the NWA World Championship from Tim Storm, and he basically rejuvenized the NWA World Championship. He got that championship talked about, and he was defended it all over.
The funny thing is, him and Tim Storm both were fucking doing amazing things, especially Tim Storm for his age. So I feel
bad for Tim Storm because I look at the clips and a lot of people used him as like a meme when they went. So who's this guy? Old guy who was
my God. Like, I was one of them. Like, I was just, meme. But, I mean, it was the sake of the meme. Because, again, It was like he just bought it, and we found out he was the world champ.
Yeah.
And I had no idea about his background. And they were explaining his background and all that. And then all this beat him. And I actually watch it back now, and it broke my heart. Because I'm like, fuck.
Then
this teacher that's, like, had a dream to be with the greatest names in pro wrestling history with the NWA World Title is like, it's nuts to think about that. And then he lost it to Aldis. Your heart went out to him, and then it was just like, Aldis carried himself like a fucking champion. Like Aldis rebuilt himself after he fucking left him the original Impact. The minute he left TNA, he rejuvenated his career joining NWA.
And then
as a national treasure.
Then we found out that Cody booked himself in the NWA World Championship match when he found out that it was going to be defended. He announced he was the challenger, and Nick Aldis thought it was disrespectful that like Cody did it without even like confronting him about it first, and he said he wasn't agreeing to it. And Nick Aldis said that he only would is because Cody was going to win. He had that all-weights triple threat match with Dalton Castle and Marty Scurll. He said if he wins the championship, it's going to be a winner-take-all match. And everyone was thinking that Cody was going to win the ROH World Title, and it was going to be,
everybody thought he was going to retain the world title.
And he lost. And then it was halfway.
I wish. You have no idea. I thought that was a missed opportunity. And everybody tells me, well, Dalton Castle should have won it. Fuck Dalton Castle. Not that he's not good, but it's like you knew he had an injury.
Yeah.
And this is why I hate Greg the Office Boy. First off, you knew Dalton Castle had to go in for surgery, and you put the belt on him anyway. Second off, you had Cody, who was going into the biggest match of his fucking career for the NWA World's fucking Championship. You do not take the fucking Ring of Honor World Title off of him for any reason. Any reason. I don't give a fuck. Honest to God, you should have had a number one contenders match between Jay Lethal and Flip Gordon. In my opinion. There's no reason he shouldn't have not been world champion here. The third thing I want to point out. Could you imagine if he had 3 fucking belts during that time? Because you got to remember, he won the United States Championship over in New Japan not long after this.
Yep.
He had those 2 titles. Could you imagine he had the world title on top of that from Ring of Honor? He would have been decked in gold.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so pissed. That's why I'm so pissed, because he should have been able to be decked in gold. But Greg the fucking Office Boy decided to put the belt on a fucking injured wrestler.
Then
moron.
Nick Aldis talked about how they needed to renegotiate, so Cody put like his ROH win up for collateral, and Nick Aldis agreed. And
that's right. Yeah, I forgot that was a gimmick. The ring. I love the ring. That was like the best thing ever.
The story even goes deeper than that.
Kiss Cody, the ring, he said.
Cody wanted to, not a little part of him wanted to win the same World Championship that his father won all those times back in NWA. But it also irked him a little bit because that's the only reason people thought he wanted to go after that NWA World Championship, when that was no further than the truth. He wanted to also go after that World Championship for him. Meanwhile, you have Nick Aldis, who talks about how he wasn't going to let Cody just come in there and take the title from him and ruin everything that he had built for the NWA. And he talks about how all the things that Cody fought for as the son for his father, he's fighting for the same thing for his son. And Nick Aldis...
I wish they were able to build up a promo package for this feud.
They did.
Because, my God, I mean, it was shitty.
No, that's on NWA's YouTube channel.
It's on NWA's YouTube channel. They didn't put it on All In, is my point.
Yeah.
I wish they did, because it was fucking great.
And Nick Aldis even talked about how he doesn't need to be Cody Rhodes. He needs to be him. But Nick Aldis even said, don't get mistaken, though. I still want to beat Cody Rhodes. I'm not just going to go in there and cheaply walk away with my title. I want to beat Cody Rhodes. It's like everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a reason. This feud's just. This is probably the best feud of the whole show. Like, I'm just being real. Like this.
It really is. It's not even close.
Yeah, like
it's not even close.
Then we have the match.
This match was fucking great.
Let's talk about Brandy. What looks looking impressive in this match? She looked very impressive in this match. Top notch.
Cody, you got your great taste, man, including in women.
And you talked
Wrestling
about
in women is what he has great taste in.
Yep.
Holy hot.
He brags about it. He brags about it every second every chance he gets.
I would too. Are you kidding me? I would too. 100%.
Cody comes out with Pharaoh and comes out with, everybody. And Nick Aldis says this.
One big happy nightmare family comes out. There's just kind of there.
The people that were inside made sense. You had Diamond Dallas Page, who was training Cody, a friend of the Rhodes family. You had, Tommy Dreamer, same thing.
Friend of the Rhodes family.
Yep, Glacier, same thing. But the people that accompanied Nick Aldis even made sense.
Rivals of the Rhodes family.
Yep, and Jeff Jarrett, former
and Tim Storm, who was like a rival but a respectful rival of Nick Aldis.
And Jeff Jarrett, former NWA World Champion. I believe Samuel Shaw was signed with NWA, and I'm guessing there was something where they were closely associated or something like that. I don't know what though. Sean Daivari was doing there though. That I don't know. You have to tell me.
Sean Daivari was a former NWA World Champion. I think the reason he was on the side of all this when he was rashing on Cody.
Yeah.
Essentially. So
then we have the match. Earl Hebner's refereeing it, and he, gets on the mic the old school way, and he says, he doesn't just say, I want a good, clean fight. He says, he says the only way the match can be won is by pinfall or submission, and then he cuts this heartfelt promo between, says, I've known you guys for a long time, and I want you guys to perform well. Good luck. It was so awesome.
Fucking love this. Where to begin? You just take it. I'm not gonna remember. I remember the spot I remember all the key spots, but
they start chain wrestling each other, and Cody hits a suicide dive right onto Nick Aldis, and then eventually Nick Aldis starts to ground and work over Cody. He throws him into the guardrail. He throws him back first into the post, and then eventually Cody starts to mount a comeback. He goes to hit a high cross body onto the outside, but Nick Aldis catches him into a right hand, and Cody's not moving for a long time. The referee doesn't even want to count him out because his health is more important. DDP comes out to check on him, and Sean Daivari comes out, and he's upset about this because he's not supposed to be out there, and he shoves DDP. He puts Nick Aldis back in the ring, and DDP hits a diamond cutter on Sean Daivari, and they just leave. And Cody's busted open, and Nick Aldis just targets the open wound of Cody. Brandy's just pleading for mercy, and Nick Aldis hits the Michinoku driver. He hits an avalanche fall-away slam. He goes for the elbow drop, but Brandy Rhodes is standing in the way. But Nick Aldis doesn't see her until it's too late. He's already, hit the elbow drop. But, some heroes were talking about how this was not heroes, faces, like Excalibur was that was despicable. I forgot to say, by the way, that, I'm trying to get it up, but how Safari can be sometimes. Brett Tarrant commentated this match because I guess he had commentated Cody's first match in Ohio Valley Wrestling, so that made sense.
There you go.
And
I think he also commentated for NWA. It might have been for Championship Wrestling of Hollywood.
There
you go.
Cody then starts to mount a comeback. He hits after surviving the Scorpion Death Lock. He hits a disaster kick, and he goes for the Alabama Slam the first time. I don't know if he botched or if he was selling the fact that like his back was hurting him, or if they used that to cover it up, because then he has to do it again, and he does a spinning one. But I have no idea if that, if he was supposed to drop him the first time. So
there you go.
And then Cody hits the crossroads. Nick Aldis kicks out, and then Cody hits a roll up and wins the championship. I couldn't,
the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling.
But I'm going to tell you something. This roll-up worked. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe when Dusty Rhodes won his first...
It was a roll-up, yes. Yeah, everybody pointed back to that. Yeah, it was a roll-up.
So it was the same thing here. Like, he wanted the exact same, like, roll-up, too, like a cradle. So, and Cody wins the championship, and it's a heartfelt moment. And this is why I think this match shouldn't have been the main event, because they would have had to rush it, and the moment wouldn't have been the same if they had to do this in the main event.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's the thing. They need to have better time management. They need to. Obviously, they got better in the recent show. Much, much better. We're going to review it on the rundown, by the way.
Yep.
But yeah, no, fuck. That's like the one thing that's going to keep this from being an S-ranked show too, like regardless.
Well, there's another thing, but then we're going to get to that in a minute.
But yeah, this was a fucking great match. It's not quite 5 stars, but I thought it was like 4 3/4.
Absolutely.
It was fucking awesome.
If you would ask me like what my favorite match as a term of a story was on this show, it's this match right here.
Yeah, 100% this match. 100% this match. I will tell you the 2 matches that really blew, like, as far as match quality, which are 5 stars. Yeah. We're going to get to those.
Then, and as for you, so Cody won the championship. Then at NWA's 70th anniversary, Nick Aldis would win the championship back from Cody, and he's still the champion today. He's like over a year in the second title reign.
Yeah, could you believe the NWA is 70 years old? It's actually now 71 years old.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
And
Aldis won the belt, and he pretty much is the reason why Billy Corgan was able to jumpstart NWA Power. They still use clips from All In to this day.
Yeah. All In, I would say All In, too, is part of the reason, too, they were able to start NWA Power. All In
100%. 100%. That's the thing. Except for one company, every other company flourished after the show. Impact was able to get back on its feet.
Yeah.
Fucking New Japan went on a whole new level, even without the guys like Omega and the Young Bucks and Cody. Like, they were able to fucking thrive. Everybody was able to thrive after the show, and including Cody and the Young Bucks, who started AEW. So it's like, that's nuts, The
only thing that's probably not going to flow is this championship wrestling from Hollywood now that they lost, like, the NWA.
Well, no. They're still partnered with the NWA, actually.
Oh, there you go, then.
Yeah, so there you go. They also are flourishing.
Then we have the match. Actually, no, first. No. Then we have the match that has the worst story of the show. Oh. The match is great, though.
So...
You want to talk? Right. Let you break down the story.
Why was there a promo? I'm not breaking down this promo. I fucking refuse. I just refuse. There was a promo for this. I hated the promo. I hate the fucking story. Fuck this story.
I'll go over the story then. So it's the Chicago Street Fight between Joey Janela with Penelope Ford, who were still together at this time, versus Heyman Adam Page. So the story was, now I get Being the Elite was supposed to be like a goofy show. And it's fine to have your lulls on Being the Elite, but it should not have crossed over to this show, at least this story anyways. If you wanted to do it with something else, fine. So here was the story.
This was not the story to do it. Not to mention the fact you're having this fucking story follow the NWA World fucking title.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
So
such a dumb move.
This happened. So, Heyman Adam Page was wondering, what is the hype behind Joey Ryan and his penis power? I mean, Heyman Adam Page is literally asking all the questions everyone else is asking that has a brain anyways. And then he was afraid of the power, so somebody killed Joey Ryan with like an office telephone. We didn't know who it was. We thought it was Stephen Amell. We thought it was Christopher Daniels. But then at the press conference, it was revealed to be Adam Page. Adam Page was having nightmares about Joey Ryan. And then Adam Page was like having like guilt trips. He had like cowboy shoes, like talking to him. And that's why he like refused to wear shoes. This is so bad. And then he wanted to just take out everyone's name that was named take out every wrestler that was named Joe. So he was beating all the wrestlers across the promotions that were named Joe. And then he went to Joey Janela. This part of the storyline isn't bad. Like, Joey Janela claimed that he was the most badass performer in all of professional wrestling, and that came in Adam Page. That part of the storyline I can relate to because, but it's just saturated with such shit that it sucks. And, yeah, Heyman Adam Page was a crazed serial killer. And during this whole package, we see that Hangman Adam Page was sleeping and he was having a nightmare. Nick Jackson comes in and wake him up and said, "Why are you at Gorilla?" And Hangman Adam Page just, can't believe it. Which makes no sense. Like, what? How would he get from backstage in his locker room all the way to making his entrance? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I'm sorry, if we're going to call out WWE from doing this type of crap, we got to call out ALLIN for doing this type of crap, too. I'm sorry, I got to be that guy. And too, by the way, if WWE, and let's call it how it is, if WWE did this storyline, everyone would be bashing them and, hating on them from Kingdom Come. So why does ALLIN and them why do they get a pass? Like, I know we like All Elite Wrestling and such, but they shouldn't get a pass for this. Like,
well, it's not All Elite Wrestling. Notice it's not on All Elite Wrestling. They don't even fucking bring this shit up.
So we had the match, though. This we can get positive, though. The match we can get positive about. The match is awesome.
Yeah, the match was fucking nuts.
They started
Adam Page and fucking Joey Janela killed each other.
They, go after each other. Adam Page kills Joey Janela throughout much of this match. He dominates him. He grabs a steel chair and hits hits Joey Janela right across the back chair. He grabs a Cracker Barrel because that was a sponsor. I really have a problem with this. But then Joey Janela hits a super kick, knocking him into the crowd, and he hits a flip off the Cracker Barrel over the into the crowd. That was awesome. Heyman Adam Page does the bulk shot from the fans into the ring.
Shot?
The bulk lariat.
You mean the buckshot lariat?
Yeah, the buckshot lariat.
With a bulk lariat?
I always forget the name of it, but
it's the buckshot lariat.
Yeah, he hits the buckshot lariat. And then he grabs a table and he's gonna put Joey Janela through the table, but Joey Janela recovers. Joey Janela hits him with a ladder, which was nuts. He slingshots him into the ladder.
Yeah, that was a fucking sick spot.
And
sickest. We'll get to that.
The Penelope Ford even gets involved in this match, and because Heyman Adam Page pulls out like some bags. We think it's thumbtacks, and it wasn't, unfortunately. And we'll get into that later. Penelope Ford starts beating up Heyman Adam Page with a chair. She super kicks him, and she puts him on the table, and Joey Janela goes off a ladder and elbow drops him through the table. And then they fight up to the stage, and he tries to do something like with the tables, but Heyman Adam Page just like fall away slams him through one of the tables. It was nuts. And then Heyman Adam Page hits the bulk
No,
shot.
it wasn't. Was it a fall slam? I thought it was a
power
fucking
bomb. It's a power bomb.
power bomb. Nuts. He fucking just ran power bombed him. He was trying to go for both tables, but of course Joey Janela clipped his head on one of the fucking tables.
Yeah.
I believe this match contributed to his injury later on after this.
Yeah.
For the record.
And then Heyman Adam Page hits the bulk shot lariat into the rites of passage, but Penelope Ford hits him with the bag and breaks it up. And Heyman Adam Page gets pissed about this and super kicks her right in the face. And he pulls out one of the things in the bag, and it's the cowboy boots. And this allows Joey Janela to hit the super kick on him, but doesn't get the win. And then he pulls out. Joey Janela is going to do something off the ladder through a table, but he never gets to do it. And then Heyman Adam Page pulls out the office cell phone that he used to kill Joey Ryan, and he chokes.
Love how that was just conveniently under the ring. By the way.
Yep.
Nobody explains the shit.
I don't really like it. Like I said, you don't do the bag thing if you're not going to bring thumbtacks out. Like that's just wrestling 101. But
it's so stupid.
The ending of the match still though was nuts. Heyman Adam Page chokes Joey Janela with the cell phone cord, and as he has him choked in the cell phone cord, he hits the rites of passage off the ladder through a table, which was nuts. Which
the rites of passage, I correct me if I'm wrong, it's now called the Dead Eye now, right?
Correct, yeah. So picture the Dead Eye, pretty much. And he pins Joey Janela, and he gets the win. Let's rate the match though. The match is nuts. It's great stuff. I gave it 4.5.
4.5, only because of two things, basically. It would have kept it from being a 5.
Yeah. Then we have the shit. The thing that really keeps this show from being an A+ show.
I'm so angry about this.
So
I don't even want to talk about this.
We see more footage of what we didn't see at Being the Elite, the unseen footage. So we find out that Joey Ryan survived. He wasn't killed. And we know this because he pops a boner after Joey Ryan after Adam Page had killed him. We find out that his wife had nursed him and his dick back to health, and Joey Ryan just hid underneath the sidelines and waited for the perfect opportunity to show his face back into the world. And he had been seen on Being the Elite walking around, but everyone just thought, that people were going crazy. But you think that's bad? It gets worse. So then, people dress as penises who are supposed to be acting like druids. So this just spits all over this guy's gimmick right here. Come out, and then Joey Ryan returns. We find out he wasn't dead. Well, I mean, we already knew that, but honestly, can we just have... I mean, I don't want to ask for someone to die, but couldn't they have just, worked themselves into a shoot and just, kill Joey Ryan? I know I sound like...
a prick.
I know I sound like...
He ruins credibilities for fucking wrestling shows. He just does.
So then, Adam Page is shocked. He can't believe what he sees. I don't think Adam Page was the only one. What pisses me off the most... Actually, I'll get to what pisses me off the most after I break the segment down. So then Joey Ryan goes into the ring. Adam Page goes to take a shot, and he does the dick spot to Adam Page, and he puts the lollipop that was in his trunks in his mouth, and yeah, that was that. That was it.
Kicked him. Yep.
Kicked him, yeah, in the dick, I think.
No, in the face, I think.
Oh. Yeah, super kick, yeah.
Yeah, he super kicked him with the lollipop in his mouth. The dick
What pisses me off the most about this is, why does this get over? Like, why do fans like this? Like, it's nuts. And this, like, just, yeah, I have no.
And then they carry him out too. They carry out Adam Page. The fucking stupid penises.
This sucked. I don't want to say sucked a dick because Joey Ryan even ruins that now. A lot of people are gonna make that what she said jokes with all the things I say about Joey Ryan. I'm not in the mood for any of that shit. We're not joking around here. This fucking sucks. Fucking sucks.
I'm so sick to death of this fucking idiot.
And I have to see this guy every week on my TV, on my computer, on Impact every week. It fucking sucks. Blows. Oh, shit.
Who gives a shit? No, fuck him.
Yeah.
He's fucking cancer.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? He's a fucking cancer to this wrestling industry. The people that fucking like this shit are fucking childlike minded who don't fucking understand it. And if that includes the fucking people in Chicago, that includes you too. Don't fucking get this over. Don't fucking cheer this shit if you genuinely don't think it's gonna do anything for All Elite Wrestling, which I know most of people think this by now, including the people who fucking run it. Don Callis apparently thinks he's great. That's why I signed him to Impact. Yeah, great. And how well are the ratings? How well are the ratings, Don? Oh yeah, that's right. They didn't come out yet, which means they probably sucked. I hate him with every fiber of my being. Every fiber of my being. He makes a mockery of wrestling. Everybody and Colin, by the way. Colin wants to make the fucking argument. Colin Dunn from the old PWR podcast. And he just doesn't talk to me anymore because I firmly think he hates me for my stance on this fucking prick. He's like, it's no different than an Irish whip in wrestling. Here's the difference with an Irish whip and a fucking cock flip. Irish whip involves using your fucking arms and your hands and the body parts that would actually make that move believable to an extent. Yeah. What is believable about a fucking cock flip?
And a lot of people are pointing out Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy's a mockery in the business, but no one's selling.
I'd rather shin kicks that nobody fucking sells than a guy who sells somebody's cock.
And then the aftermath. God. So let's go through the aftermath of this. Joey Janela, this basically, this was his breakout performance. So that's one good that came from this, is at least Joey Janela got to have like a breakout performance in this. That's awesome. It's great stuff. Joey Janela, now is in AEW tearing it up.
Kenny Omega.
Yeah. And then,
notice Joey was nowhere involved during that abysmal segment, by the way.
Yep. Speaking of Joey Ryan is signed to Impact now, fortunately.
Fuck Joey Ryan.
And he made Adam Page, believe it or not. You wouldn't have gotten that from this show. Ended up being like a pivotal point for like All Elite Wrestling. He was in the first World Championship match. He's tearing it up in AEW. He's like one of the key players in AEW, so it's pretty amount. I mean, I should say I'm surprised, I guess, because you could see the.
Look, I know people are probably gonna book this guy and whatever, but I genuinely don't think they should. I don't think they should. Like, I kid you not, it's one of the reasons why people don't watch wrestling anymore. I'm embarrassed anytime they show and then they laugh at me. Like, they don't click his shit to fucking think it's funny. They're laughing at him. They're laughing at the industry. And they go and show me, why do you like this shit?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like that shit. I like the physical combat sport. It was like I had the fucking criticism in the Double or Nothing Battle Royal, the Casino Battle Royal. I was like, dude, like I don't want to see Sonny Kiss do that fucking maneuver where he's shoving somebody's ass in the face and twerking on them, essentially. That's all I saw of Sonny Kiss. Now I see Sonny Kiss is actually a fucking great wrestler and a good worker. But, you know, before that, it was just that. And I don't want to just see that. Like, you know, I want... but even then, like, you can make some excuse to that maneuver kind of hurting a little bit because, you know, you have a head scissor on the guy. You can't excuse this.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't excuse this fucking dick flip. Anybody that wants to tell me you can, I can name 5 reasons why you can't excuse it. Including the Irish whip example, which at least that involves your fucking arms and hands and shit.
Do you want to name all 5? Or not right now.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying I could if somebody fucking made an argument. I can easily disprove it. And everybody wants to tell me, well, Undertaker's gimmick isn't believable either. Well, you know something? It is believable, and I'll tell you why for this one fucking reason. Mark Calloway took his shit seriously.
Yup.
Clearly this fucking guy doesn't, and it's because he couldn't get over, so he had to fucking resort to using his cock to make a mockery of the fucking business. And that's the thing too. Everybody wants to tell me he's a great worker. You're just blinded by his hatred. He fucking sucked at Impact when he first showed up on Gut Check. He sucks now. Okay, he sucks. Anybody could do half of the shit he fucking did. He's not an impressive athlete.
Yep.
He's just not. I'm sorry. I will never get behind this guy. I will never defend him on anything. Make a mockery out of my fucking business. I'll make a mockery out of you.
There you go. Then Jay Lethal's backstage, and he's walking.
Lonnie Poffo touches him on the shoulder. Everybody's gonna think you're a fucking hypocrite. But no, actually, I'm not, because at least I don't know. Jay Lethal actually used his other body parts that he could use that would actually hurt and people could sell, and it looks legit. So there you go.
But yeah,
that's my argument to that always.
Someone taps him on the shoulder and hands him, the Black Machismo sunglasses, because on Being the Elite it was built up that Black Machismo was going to take over him, and
found out it was fucking Lonnie Poffo.
Yep. It was great.
This is amazing.
By the way, what did Jay Lethal have on this show?
What do you mean?
His character, technically?
I'm confused. I'm sorry.
What was Jay Lethal's character on this show?
He was Black Machismo.
Yeah, but he also had split personality too.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think of that. Oops. It's true. Very true.
So then we had the ROH World Championship match. ROH World Champion Jay Lethal with the Genius Lanny Poffo versus Flip Gordon with Brandy Rhodes. Brandy Rhodes had a wardrobe change because she was dressed like someone in like the armed forces. Because Flip Gordon,
she just looked great in everything.
She hit.
God damn it, Cody, you lucky prick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They were doing a storyline too where Flip Gordon was like now her best friend, because like Cody sometimes couldn't be there for Brandy Rhodes, so maybe that's the reason Cody hated Flip Gordon, because he thought he was trying to steal Brandy Rhodes from him. I think anybody would.
Yeah, but he doesn't get mad at MJF. Come on.
Yeah. So this match was great. It was entertaining as hell. They lock up back and forth, and Black Machismo, Jay Lethal's kicking his ass. He's acting like Black Machismo, and he continuously just puts Brandy Rhodes, like, in another part of the ring, anytime she moves, like, you stay there, don't move. It was quite funny. He hoisted her up on his shoulder like Miss Elizabeth. That was quite funny.
He thought she was so Cal.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he hits an axe handle smash, but then eventually she taps him on the shoulder, and he transforms back into Jay Lethal. And this allows Flip Gordon to take advantage and hit a dropkick right to the back of the neck. They proceed to have a nice competitive wrestling match. Flip Gordon hits like 2 Torpeco Heroes and a Torpeco Hero in a row.
Tolpecon, hello, get it right.
And then eventually Jay Lethal starts to get on a roll, and he's gonna go for the win, but then Lanny Poffo taps him on the shoulder, and he transforms back into Black Machismo, and he starts hitting all of the Black Machismo moves. He hits a body slam. He hits 4 Hail to the Kings in a row. And
Hail to the King.
Flash Gordon kicks out.
Hail to the war. Sorry, I like that song by Avenged Sevenfold.
Flash Morgan Webster kicks out, and he starts to feel immortalized, and he hits the big boot leg drop, but he doesn't get the win. He hits the 450. He doesn't get the win. But then eventually, Jay Lethal gets the win with his finish. I forget the name of his finish.
The lethal injection or lethal combination, I believe.
Yeah. And he retains the ROH World Championship, which made sense. I feel like Flip Gordon already won on this show because he got to be on the show to begin with, so it's already a victory for him.
And Jay Lethal won because he's Black Machismo, and Black Machismo rules.
Yeah, so this match was entertaining as hell. I gave it, and the match was just great anyways in the win. I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, 4 stars. This is fun. This is a fun match.
Yeah. Then afterwards, they shake hands and stuff, and then Bully Ray comes out, and he attacks Jay Lethal and Flip Gordon. He beats the crap out of him, and he's going to put them through a table. But then Colt Cabana runs out, attacks him, and they triple powerbomb Bully Ray, to which he says, "Oh, shit," through the table. And
not only that, too, they mocked the Shield.
Yep.
That was the best.
And
just imagine, too, they were doing that, and then Moxley came in a year later.
Yeah, it was so cool.
That was nuts.
Not even a year later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this was so cool. You know, I liked how everyone, since it was in Chicago, everyone wanted to see Colt Cabana do something, so I quite like that.
There you go. Colt Cabana did a lot of things, including that.
And as for where they are today, Colt Cabana is wrestling in ROH. He's also wrestling in New Japan Pro Wrestling
and NWA, and he's the NWA National Champion.
Yep.
Yay!
Flip Gordon is still
he's now a part of Villain Enterprises and Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he's a heel now. And Jay Lethal lost the ROH World Championship to Matt Taven at the G1 show.
Yes, and our boy Matt Taven. Everybody hates him, but we love him still. Go Matt Taven. And
then the Genius Lanny Poffo is just chilling, and Brandy Rhodes is the chief branding officer of All Elite Wrestling, and has some multiple.
She's the chief brandy officer, and also a weird, slightly confusing, but also intriguing character that I'm kind of getting into a little bit, to be honest. I was criticizing it the week before, and now I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get it. I'll roll with it.
I forgot to go over where everybody is in the Battle Royal, by the way. So Austin Gunn, he got signed to ROH. Billy Gunn is a producer for All Elite Wrestling. Brandon Cutler is now signed to All Elite Wrestling. Brian Cage he had signed with Impact, and
this was Impact World Champion.
Yeah,
he lost it recently to Callahan.
Bully Ray is still wrestling in ROH and such.
And books, I believe, for ROH.
Cheeseburger is wrestling in ROH in New Japan. Nothing recent he's done, but you know, Chucky T.
He's a glorified jobber.
The Best Friends are in All Elite
AEW.
Wrestling, probably one of the top teams. Ethan Page is one half of the Impact Tag Team Champions. Jimmy Jacobs books for Impact. Jordan Grace is shortly afterwards went to Impact, has been there since. Marco Stunt got signed to All Elite Wrestling. Moose continued his heel run at Impact Wrestling. Punishment Martinez is now signed to WWE.
In NXT.
Yep. Rocky Romero is
New Japan still.
the Hurricane is just chilling. He goes
Just
wherever.
chilling. He's
Yeah.
just chilling.
No,
He's also ranting against people on Twitter.
he's also a producer for WWE as well.
Oh yeah, that makes all the sense.
Tommy Dreamer is a producer for Impact and All Elite Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to go over where everyone is that accompany like Nick Aldis and Cody for their matches. So Jeff Jarrett is just chilling. He basically does
Hall of Fame.
yeah.
There you go.
Samuel Shaw signed to NXT. Sean Daivari is a producer for WWE now. Tim Storm is still with NWA. He can never compete. Him and Nick Aldis finished off the feud in the first episode of NWA Power with 3 hours, and now he can never challenge for the NWA World Championship again, and I feel bad for him. I mean, I can't be the only one, right? And Diamond Dallas Page is with All Elite Wrestling, and Glacier's with All Elite Wrestling, correct?
Yeah.
Glacier, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Glacier was in Double or Nothing, and then after that, he's just chilling.
Then we had the next match. It's Penta El Zero versus Kenny Omega. There's not like a lot of feud here. This was just one of the marquee matches that Kenny Omega and Penta El Zero could have. The one thing you should talk that is worth talking about going into this is on being the Elite episode. They did this for comedy. Kenny Omega was like wanting to help out for All In, but he was like, I'm so exhausted from having like these one-on-one matches because he had just like been fighting in the G1 tournament and stuff like that. So he's like, can I just like do some nice simple tag match, open the show or something? And the Young Bucks would like point to the screen and it would be something that he doesn't want. So he had a one-on-one match and Kenny Omega was like, "Are you kidding me? A one-on-one match? I just was fighting in the G1." Okay, so at least it's not in the main event. And then he finds out that it's in the semi-main event. And it's like and you see Kenny Omega just freaking out. And then he's like, okay, maybe I can get like a nice lower tier, mid-carder, enhancement talent, just a nice quick match. And then he finds out he's faced in Penta El Zero. He's like, are you kidding me? He's a former Impact champion. He's ended people's careers. He's broken people's arms. You've seen this being the Elite episode, right? Where Kenny Omega
Love it.
It's awesome.
I love how he just freaks out. He's the best.
But this match is the best. Oh, it's awesome. This might be my match. As terms in the win, this is my match of the night. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Pentagon Jr. was like, I feel like they really told that story where like Kenny Omega really was like kind of worse for wear because he had just come off his like trilogy of matches with Kazuchika Okada, finally won the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. But you could kind of tell they were building up on commentary that,
I completely forgot, that he was IWGP champion.
I kind of wish they put the belt on the line.
Yeah, same. This would have been a great match. I
mean, I guess they didn't want to do it because it would have been too predictable that Kenny Omega was going to retain since, Pentagon Jr. isn't signed with, Pentagon El Zero isn't signed with, New Japan, so it was probably way too obvious that he wouldn't win, so maybe they wanted to put unpredictability into the match, so maybe that was it. But I still wish they did it. Yeah, Pentagon El Zero, they were bringing it up because, Kenny Omega, even though he was having all these matches, Pentagon El Zero, he was going through some struggles as well. He was having, matches. Not before this, he wrestled like in a 4-way cage match to keep his mask on. So Pentagon El Zero, he was busting his ass too, and I think he was getting annoyed by that. That like Kenny Omega was getting all the praises and stuff like that. And then, we have the match. And then the beginning portion of this match, Pentagon El Zero is consistently one step ahead of Kenny Omega. He hits well, first he does the Serio Mario, like right in his face. He takes his glove off, he throws it, and the ref catches it. You know, the typical Pentagon L0 stuff you see. Pentagon L0 hits a lawn blower, and he hits a flip dive on the outside, and he just is one step ahead of Kenny Omega in the match. But then Kenny Omega starts to get pissed off, and he hits a head scissors driving Pentagon L0 outside the ring. And then he starts attacking Pentagon L0 on the outside. And they just have this consistent back and forth match. Like, nobody really had the advantage over the other. Like, it was just move after move after move. Mm-hmm. Kenny Omega, gets thrown back first into the guardrail. The same thing happens to Pentagon L0. Kenny Omega, and like I said, I feel like too, this was kind of the starting stages of All Elite Wrestling, where everything was a struggle for them to do. It was a struggle for Pentagon L0 to hit his finishes, and it was a struggle for Kenny Omega to hit his finishes. And Kenny Omega hits like 5 V triggers in a row on him. It was nuts. Pentagon L0 hits the the Irish crash into a neck break. No, a suplex into the neck breaker. And then he hits the sit out like Falcon Arrow. And of course, you know what line came up after that. And Kenny Omega kicks out. Kenny Omega hits a flip dive on the outside. He hits a drop kick from the apron. Pentagon L0 targets the arm of Kenny Omega. There was these points in this match where Kenny Omega just kept hitting V triggers on him, and Pentagon L0 was asking him to hit the V triggers on him. He was taking it. He loved it. It was crazy. Pentagon L0 hits the package pile driver onto the apron. It was nuts.
Honestly, this whole fucking match is insane.
He gets a near fall off of that. Pentagon L0 hits a double stomp from the top turnbuckle right to the arm of Kenny Omega. He hits the arm breaker on him. Then Kenny Omega hits a package power driver himself. Doesn't get the win. Pentagon L0. I'm so used to calling him Pentagon Jr., but on this show you gotta call him Pentagon L0. He hits the package power driver a second time. Doesn't get the win. Then eventually Kenny Omega hits a power bomb into a V trigger into the One Win Angel after the 5th attempt and wins the match. And match was nuts. I give it 4 3/4 stars. It was just nuts.
I loved it so much. I give it 5. I can't give it anything less than that. I was fucking loving it.
I was gonna give it 5. I'm gonna give it 5 too. See, I didn't want to give it 5 because I feels like I've been giving too many matches 5 stars lately, and I don't want to hurt my credibility.
Dude, it's a 5 star. It's a 5 star. Like,
yeah,
you can't plan for it.
I don't want to give too many matches 5 stars because then you lose credibility. So,
well, yeah, but at the same time, we give matches 5 stars all over the place. So it's not like in one specific company either. So there's that.
There you go. But you think it's over there though. You think it's over there. It's not over there. Well, first let's say what Pentagon L0 is, since we won't really see much of him. So Pentagon L0, shortly afterwards, signed with All Elite Wrestling. He was tearing it up though everywhere. He's tearing it up in MLW, Impact, everywhere. And then eventually now he's in All Elite Wrestling. So then the lights go out, and we think. I think people are thinking there's some type of pay-per-view outage or something. Something's going on here. And when the lights come back on, we see Pentagon L0 get back to his feet. But we notice something's off. See, I actually think they did this better here than at Fight for the Fallen, and I'll say why in a second once we reveal who it is. They notice that his tattoos aren't the same and stuff like that. And then Pentagon L0 starts attacking Kenny Omega, and then he hits a lung blow on him. And then once when he hits that lung blow, we're like, yep, we know exactly what's going on here. And then, Pentagon L0 takes his mask off, and it's revealed to be Chris Jericho.
And we gotta put this over bigger than you're putting it over, because this was the first appearance by Chris Jericho in America.
Yep.
That was outside of WWE. This was the big middle finger to Vince here.
Yep. And this was crazy too, because it was not long before this where he said, like, I'm not, for loyalty to Vince, I'm not going to work any wrestling show outside the U.S. Like, and what happened right afterwards? He was on this show. So, and I'm going to talk about how much of a genius he worked. Jericho did this so well. Chris Dodd was pissed at him after this. He was pissed at Chris Jericho. And
now he's not, because he realizes, you know what? All Elite actually listens to its audience. WWE is kind of fucking retarded.
I wouldn't say he. He's still watching though. So
he's still watching, but I think he's admitted that they don't listen to their fans. You can at least come to that conclusion. Like, even if he doesn't say it, be honest with yourself. What does he have more fun watching? All Elite or main roster bullshit?
But
I rest my case. Literally, you can literally watch his reactions on my channel. Yeah, he had way more fun there.
Yeah, but this was we
all did, by the way. In fairness, it wasn't just him, but I'm pointing it out there.
Yeah, but this was just nuts that Chris Jericho did this, and afterwards he cuts a promo, and this was when he was hyping up his cruise, and he tells Kenny Omega that he'll see him at the cruise, and this set up that 6-man match when it was the Alpha Club versus I believe the Golden Elite, where it was Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega at that cruise. So there you go. And afterwards, Chris Jericho became the star of the night because he pushes the announce table and he takes Don Callis off of commentary and hurts him. I loved it. Loved it, because fuck Don Callis.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, this was fantastic stuff.
All fantastic, great segment, great match, great everything. Gorilla thumbs up.
Gorilla.
Yeah. That means they're big thumbs up.
Yeah. But yeah, as for where they are, Kenny Omega lost the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Was it to Jay White?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was Jay White.
Then he signed with All Elite Wrestling shortly afterwards. And New Japan's pissed at him because, Can you
imagine this, by the way? In a span of a year, he has won the biggest title in Japan and the biggest title in Mexico.
Yep.
As well, because he's currently the AAA Mega Champion. I'm not even going to bother to butcher how Justin Roberts pronounces it. I just know the word AAA. I can't.
And also, too, and Chris Jericho, like I said, signed with All Elite Wrestling, right after this. So it's,
There you go.
Fun.
And all three of these guys are in All Elite Wrestling now, so there you go.
And Jericho became the
Kenny
first,
Omega had blonde hair back then. Could you believe that?
And Chris Jericho became the first All Elite Wrestling world champion.
No, he's La Champion.
Great
With
stuff.
A little bit of the bubbly.
He's really rejuvenized his career.
100%. He is alive here.
Yeah. I keep saying that Jericho might go back to WWE, but
nah,
I don't think so.
He's done.
Yeah.
He's burnt that bridge. At least for a while. He ain't coming back anytime soon, even if he does go back.
Then we had the semi-main, which was weird because Kenny Omega was supposed to be in the semi-main event and he wasn't. What happened?
I think that was just a rib. That's my opinion. I think that was a rib. We had Kazuchika Okada versus Marty Scurll. Holy shit, this match was fucking great.
Let's go through the story though. So this match was announced, and Marty Scurll was a light heavyweight, and Kazuchika Okada was a heavyweight, and everybody was doubting Marty Scurll because he was a light heavyweight. He wasn't going to be able to beat Kazuchika Okada. Nick Aldis, so he tried to get him to up his cardio, and the Young Bucks just thought it was a joke. Jake Hager, you ever seen that Being the Elite where he's talking about it? You just see Jake Hager in the gym working. I was like, yeah, you're fucked. This is awesome. And the biggest person that you wouldn't, the biggest person that he tries to go for he tries to go to Rey Mysterio Jr. for advice, and Rey Mysterio Jr. is trying to come up, and he's just like, yeah, you're fucked. Like,
It's because he's like, it's Kazuchika. Got it. You're fucked.
Yeah. But like, I mean, it was a great storyline of him, and Marty Scurll was even like, everyone had been telling me that I've been screwed my whole life. I wasn't going to amount to anything. My father left my mother, and I had to fend for myself. And I've accomplished so many things that I'm going to prove it, and I'm going to beat Kazuchika Okada. It was awesome stuff. Like, Marty Scurll really showed. Before the match happens, it shows Marty Scurll.
And it's an inspiring story, Marty. It really is. You're fucking awesome. Despite that, though, you're fucked.
Can you imagine, by the way? I really wish that had happened. Right after he had cut the promo, somebody had come up and said that, too. Like,
listen, Marty, we love you, but you're fucked.
But before the match happened,
it turns out it's Don Callis just crawling. Marty, I have one thing to say. You're fucked.
Before the match happens, though, Marty Scurll is walking backstage, and if you've ever seen a Being the Elite episode, Arthur and the other hand, I don't know the other hand's name, is just one of them is.
I love this one. Arthur, and I forget the other hand's name too. Have you ever seen the one with Brandon Cutler and then MJF comes over and just starts insulting the shit out of Brandon Cutler until he leaves the room? Yeah. And then they're like, I like you guys. You want to go to you want to go down to the local pub and make fun of poor people?
But Arthur is just roasting Marty Scurll, and the other hand's like, whoa, Arthur, he's putting him over. You clearly know that's a rib on Vince all day long. Like,
oh my god, I love it.
And Marty Scurll breaks Arthur's hand, well, I don't know, face, I guess, in that case, since
So his face is his hand.
Yeah. Think about it. WWE did the hand gimmick. No, sorry, Being the Elite did the hand gimmick better than WWE did. Then the other hand's like, great job, Marty. Now go out there and prove them. And then he just breaks the other.
I love Marty.
Yeah.
That guy, the other hand should have been like, I was putting you over, but you know what? You're fucked.
And then breaks his hand, yeah. Or breaks his face. I don't know, breaks his face.
Breaks his entire face. Just like, yeah. Just breaks all the fingers. And then breaks the palm.
What a great match this was, though.
Holy shit.
So, Kazuchika Okada, I like the way this started off. They do like the shoulder blocks, and none of them is having any effect on Kazuchika Okada. And, when Kazuchika Okada does it to Marty Scurll, of course it's going to have effect because he's a heavyweight. I always forget how big Kazuchika Okada is in a sense.
He's fucking tall, dude.
Yeah. And Marty
he's lanky, but he's tall.
Marty Scurll targets the leg of Okada. And, obviously that's smart because he's a heavyweight. You want to wear down the heavyweight. But he tries to. I even love too because Don Callis even talked about he has a great strategy going on, and then he tries to go for a suplex. And then
Don Callis, even when he's doing a good job, fucking sucks because that's just poor timing.
And then
that's just poor.
Excalibur just said, Excalibur even said right after he went for the suplex. I don't know about that, Don Callis. But yeah, Kosciuszko Okada hits a wicked fallaway slam. He tosses him into the barricade. Marty Scurll suplexes him on the floor. And Marty Scurll starts to work over the hand of Kosciuszko Okada, and he ends up hitting a knee drop, and this is where he hits the air raid crash into the knee to the head. That's
so brutal.
Kosciuszko Okada, though, mounts a comeback. He hits a snap suplex on the floor. He goes for the tombstone the first time, but he doesn't, quite. Marty Scurll gets out of it, and then Kosciuszko Okada ends up hitting it, but he can't hit the Rainmaker because Marty Scurll counters it. And Marty Scurll breaks the fingers of Kosciuszko Okada, and he hits him with the umbrella, but because the referee takes a bump, and he doesn't get the win. And then Kosciuszko Okada hits the tombstone into the Rainmaker. Marty Scurll kicks out the first time, and there's a spot where Marty Scurll was hitting like chop after chop, and it has no effect on Kosciuszko Okada, and he doesn't really know what to do at that point. It was funny. And then Kosciuszko Okada hits another tombstone and 2 Rainmakers and beats Marty Scurll. But I still think Marty Scurll proved all his doubters wrong, because he did better than anyone ever thought he would against Kosciuszko Okada, who was supposed to be this heavyweight. So he wasn't really as fucked as everyone thought he was, pretty much.
Yeah, it's fucking... This is a 5-star as well. I love this match. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
2 back-to-back 5-star matches. I guess that's what you get with Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada.
And obviously, Marty Scurll. It really is a shame Marty Scurll couldn't go to All Elite Wrestling right away. It sucks he had to be stuck under contract, because he would have been high executive VP and such.
100%.
Yeah.
He probably still will be, in fairness, when he does make his way over there, which is going to be after this month, I think.
Yeah.
He's going to come over.
But he's, won the ROH 6-man tag titles and such. I just think he misses the Elite stuff. He's just he's just pretty much waiting out. I mean, he's probably loving New Japan, though. We shouldn't lie about that. He probably loves that, but
he's barely there right now.
But I think he just wants to go be with his friends, in the Elite. So.
I don't blame him. I would too, And that's another thing. We'll mention it now before we get to the main event. So,
yeah, because
Ring of Honor, because it needs to be brought up here. Ring of Honor. Everybody wants to tell me, well, Ring of Honor helped them. Everybody, they fucked Ring of Honor when they did this, like Ring of Honor purists. Dude, Ring of Honor fucked themselves. They did not help ALLIN. ALLIN paid, the people in ALLIN that were putting ALLIN together, which was the Bucks, Cody, Omega, and Page, they paid Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor did not come to them. They paid Ring of Honor. Everybody keeps reporting that fucking Ring of Honor came to them. Bullshit. They paid Ring of Honor. Just like they paid Impact, just like they paid New Japan, just like they paid PWG, just like they paid NWA, just like they paid BAR. They paid these guys. They were the ones who organized this fucking show. They were the ones who laid out the matches. They were the ones who made the foundation. They were the ones who paid for everybody. There's a reason they called it Over the Budget Battle Royal, because they went over the budget to assign all these guys for this fucking show, okay? Ring of Honor, at the end of the day, fucked themselves over. That's it. If you've seen Joey Mercury's thing, I don't need to explain it any further than that. They have been fucking themselves over for years, and there's a reason why they lost Cody and the Young Bucks. And eventually they're going to lose Marty Scurll too. And there's a reason they're going to lose Matt Taven. And there's a reason they're going to lose the rest of the fucking kingdom. And the reason why they lost the rest of the Elite. It's because they're horrible, horrible management there. Not specifically Bully Ray, because I think Bully Ray is trying to do the best he can with the fucking shit sandwich, and everybody gives him way too much flack. Although there is some flack to be discussed when it comes to the whole Velvet Sky fan incident, or whatever the fuck. Although that fan was admittedly being kind of a dick as well. No one looked good in that, but you know, it was their fault. They had an opportunity. They had one opportunity. And the funny thing is, everybody wants to say, sorry, I gotta be quiet. There was a reason why, Ring of Honor had to make a first impression when it came to the G1 show, which I was alive for. I liked it, but apparently on TV, it was not well received. So they got fucked over after that. But they had another chance, and they just don't pay their talent well. And they don't fucking promote their talent well. They've never promoted their talent well. They don't even promote their shows well. After the fucking show, after Best in the World, when Cody won the fucking belt, I kid you not, it wasn't even halfway full. Like, at all. So, that's all I gotta say there. So, it was shit. You know,
I mean, half
they
of it
did it
too,
to themselves.
They can't even build their own stars because, you know, they
No,
lost all of them. And, like, I feel like that's really not an excuse because New Japan, like, has been able to rebound because of it. Like, yeah, they lost.
New Japan Dojo.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they lost. I mean, New Japan probably has more stars, and you know, but the guys that were franchise players, like the Best Friends, War Machine, and such. But still, like New Japan had all those guys too, and it's like they were focal points, and they rebounded from it. So, don't know what happened there, but then we have the main event. It's a 6-man tag team match. It's the Golden Elite versus Rey Mysterio Jr., Rey Fenix, and Bandito. Yeah, really no story behind it. They just announced the match. I wish we could have had some, but there really wasn't a lot. Which is kind of why I think it should have been the main event, just because there was no story behind it versus, you know, Okada and, you know, and School had a story. You know, Nick Aldis and Cody had the story. So they should have had, what happened?
Nothing. Continue.
Yeah, so like I said, they should have had, you know, I don't think this match should have been the main event, just because they didn't have a story, and it was just kind of people just going out there just doing moves, and I feel like they should have.
This is what happens when you don't have time management. Although this match did have a lot of star power with Rey. Yeah,
absolutely. So weird too, because I've only seen Rey wrestle in WWE. It's weird to hear him not come out with the WWE theme that he has. So, Rey Fenix was the AAA Mega Champion at the time, so that's cool. Yeah, the match is just a car crash. You see, you know, the Young Bucks do super kicks. You see Rey Fenix do a rolling cutter. You see Rey Mysterio do a 619 and a frog splash. The Young Bucks do like a dive off the stage, which you could tell. You could clearly hear in the match too that they have to say we're going home early, which kind of sucked. So you knew the match was going to end early. The Young Bucks hit the Meltzer driver. They get the win on Bandito. Don't know if Bandito should have taken the loss in this match, just because I think Rey should have, just because he's the veteran. It's going to hurt him the least. But, you know, really didn't matter. It was a fun match. It was very good. I give it 3 3/4. I felt like it could have been a great match had they had more time. It's just, for me, it's very good stuff. It's a car crash.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun for what it was.
And, you know, as for the aftermath, like I said, the Young Bucks were coming into this match as the ROH 6-man tag champs and the IWGP heavyweight tag champs. They would lose those championships. I believe they lost the 6-man tag. They were, along with Cody, to the Kingdom, I think. I
think so, yeah.
Then they lost the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Titles to some other team. I think at Wrestle Kingdom. Then they started All Elite Wrestling, and the rest is history. Kota Ibushi, who did some cool stuff in this match, is still with New Japan. Actually, he's not really signed with New Japan, but that's where he mainly wrestles. And he's the winner of the G1 this year, and he has a title shot. And they're going to do him versus Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 14 or 15, whatever number it is at. And I'm stoked for that match. I'm going to can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait either.
Rey Mysterio.
They're doing a double belt, by the way. It's a 2-night event, Wrestle Kingdom this year.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear about that. Rey Mysterio Jr. Went back to WWE like right after this. This was, I think, his last indie show, pretty much.
That was sad.
Yeah, I'll say it now too because I haven't really said it. Rey Mysterio Jr.'s run in WWE has been fairly disappointing. He's not being used necessarily like that bad because at least he's being featured, but it feels like all of his feuds that he has, they start and then they never have an end. They just, Rey Fenix.
Constantly in a never-ending circle.
Yeah. And now he's doing, and they did a storyline with him where he was talking about where he questioned whether he could still wrestle, and everyone liked it because it makes sense because he's older now and stuff, but it's why are they doing that storyline? He's literally wrestling the best he's ever had in years. It doesn't make any sense. If you did this storyline, if you did the storyline in 2011 when he wasn't wrestling as well, then fine. But he's wrestling the best he has in years. He looks the best he ever has, so it makes some sense.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. It's main roster though. What do you expect?
Rey Fenix is tag teaming with Pentagon Jr. In AEW. And Bandito is in New Japan / ROH. I actually could see them signing Bandito if, the timing is right.
Probably, yeah.
And, the match, but we're not done with the show yet, because afterwards, the Elite cut a promo just talking about, how, WWE doesn't own pro wrestling. They talk about how they're never going to get separated. They thank the fans. This was all after it went off the air, but you can find it on Being the Elite. And Kenny Omega does his thing where he signs off, where he, does the bang.
Thank you, and good night. Bang.
Hell of a promo. And yeah, that's All Elite. I mean, that's All In. I'm so used to saying All Elite Wrestling. But yeah, let's go through too. Because of this show, we got All Elite Wrestling. Without this
Tony Khan was in the audience, loved the show for the most part, and wanted to invest in an actual wrestling company. Thus, All Elite Wrestling was born. And the rest is history after this.
And everybody, for sure thought that they were going to go, all of the Elite were going to go to WWE. A lot of people disagree with me when they say, well, they wouldn't have mistreated the Elite. Look at The Fiend. Look at Rey Mysterio Jr. Let's just mention. I guarantee you, let's just say there was no All Elite Wrestling. If the Elite went to WWE, we'd be sitting here right now talking about how they wasted the Elite.
There might not be a rundown.
Oh, probably not, yeah.
Honest to God, there might not be a rundown. It would have been that. It was that thin of a margin because I was near done with WWE.
Yep.
I was even considering quitting NXT because I knew what was going to happen to them. But thanks to AEW, I actually care about NXT, ironically enough, again. So,
and without All In, we don't have the boom that we're having with wrestling right now. Think about
the boom already happened, but AEW expanded on the boom. All In expanded on the boom with the celebration of the independence. Think about Impact's like you said, Impact's rebounded now. New Japan got more exposure from this. The only company that suffered is ROH. And as I said, that was their own fault.
And I guess you could say
Greg the Office Boy, as I said.
I guess you could say
Greg the Office Boy.
I guess you could say other companies those UK companies that had to go out of business and such. But I guess we have to say the best thing we could say is, I feel bad saying this, if we want that competition for WWE, I guess some sacrifices have to be made.
Yeah.
And ROH, I mean, for some people, unfortunately for them, ROH has to be that sacrifice.
It has to be at this point. And quite honestly, with Greg running it the way he's running it, it's just, I hope Impact buys it out, and then I hope AEW buys out Impact. That way, Joey Ryan can get the fuck off Impact.
And then
because like they won't take him on TBS or TNT, they just won't.
But let's think about. I think the company that benefited the most is NWA, because I feel like without All-In, there's no NWA. There's no NWA power.
100%. Without All-In, there's no NWA.
Yeah.
NWA doesn't get the resurgence it needed.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, NXT benefited from this because they got to go to USA. So there you go.
Yeah, there's so much too. Like, just like the business has changed since then.
I don't know how MLW's done though, because AEW I think took a lot of.
MLW's doing okay.
Yeah.
MLW still lets MJF go there.
Yeah, so there you go.
MJF still goes there, and like a bunch of people still go there. So there you go.
So this was now we gotta grade the show. So
A-.
Absolutely.
A-. It would have been A+, but fuck Joey Ryan.
And we shouldn't just give it to Joey Ryan too. It'd be A, but also but it gets down to an A- just because like
the time management was abysmal.
Yeah, and we need to move some. I think we should have moved some of the matches that they had on the card, like, put one of the main event should have either been the NWA World's Title match or Okada versus School.
Last little tiny rant on the Joey Ryan thing. Do you realize if they cut the promo of that fucking match and that fucking segment, they would have had time for everything, and they would have been able to move the matches around. That's the stupidest part of this, in my opinion.
Yep. So fuck you, Joey. So, in a sense, Joey Ryan. So in a sense, it is Joey Ryan's fault that this show goes down 2-letter grades.
There you go. That's all I gotta say.
I give it an A-. I'll give it a 94 out of 100.
I'll give it a 93 out of 100.
Let's fuck Joey Ryan.
Just fuck Joey Ryan. But this was a great show. I recommend this to everybody. Skip the Joey Ryan bit, and you can literally find anything that I recommend. Like, if it's a new wrestling fan, highly recommend anything else on this show but Joey Ryan. This was a great show. Fantastic show.
So I gotta ask the question. Then, do I gotta update the AEW win-loss record? Because this is
no.
No. Okay.
Just to make it easier for everybody.
I just asked because technically All In, some people consider canon with AEW. So
no.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it. I want to talk about too. One small thing that came from this is that undesirable to undeniable show that Cody has on Dark. It comes from All In because he continuously says that in the build-up to All In. So.
That's right. I forgot about that.
So I like to think too.
And undesirable to undeniable is the promo that he cut recently in AEW. One of the greatest promos of all time recently, by the way, which we will talk about in the rundown tomorrow or whenever you see it.
One last question before I end it up. Do you think they had All Elite Wrestling planned before, even if Tony Khan didn't fund them? No. Without
Tony Khan, there is no AEW. I think Cody even said that. It's not even possible without Tony Khan investing.
Yeah. So they probably
Tony Khan and Shahid Khan are the reasons why AEW is a thing.
They probably would have gone
for sure.
So they probably would have gone to WWE then.
Yeah. That's why they didn't know. They had that as a backup, and then this ended up happening, and I think they're much better off for it. So there you go.
Think about too. now WWE, like is afraid to fire people now too, because now they know like there's a there always
John Moxley is a prime example on why.
Yeah.
Because they actually can be bigger stars if you let them be bigger stars.
Jake Hager. You're forgetting Jake Hager too.
Oh my God, Jake Hager is so much better off. Holy shit.
Yeah. Pac.
Yeah, Pac. Well, Pac was always a given anyway. He was already doing big things after he left.
And I think once Mike Bennett like can work again, I think he's going. I think that's where he's going.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
We've always supported him, and I support him in this decision. By the way, everyone's like, he signed a 5-year extension. Look, they sweet talk these fucking people.
Yeah.
You've seen it with Banks. You've seen it with Ziggler. You've seen it with Moxley. For fuck's sake, you've seen it with everybody over the years.
Well, think about it too. When he signed this deal, this storyline also wasn't a thing that he was in. So
yeah. Anyway, we ain't talking about that shit. We want to end on a positive note.
Let's do the plugs now.
We shall pluggeth. Plug. A plug.
All right. I will go first, so that way, I can stop talking, basically, and not piss off people in my house. And I'm going to whisper my plugs just for the sheer hilarity, because I have to be quiet anyway. You guys can follow me on YouTube. Welcome to ASMR Plugs with James Hebert. You guys can find me on YouTube.com. YouTube.com/user/JHebertSide95. That's JHebertSide95. You can also check me out on Twitter at JHebertSide95. Tweet me questions or statements. Say you hate me or love me, I don't know. And then you could check out Women's Youth Wrestling. That's youtube.com/user/WYWBride. Immortals Up. Check it out. It's a great show. And speaking of wrestling shows, go check out Royalty Wrestling Alliance. That's a real wrestling company I work for now. And I do promo packages for them. You can check out all those in Royalty Wrestling Alliance. Just did one for Sefa Fatu and Ricky Mandel. YouTube.com/user/ that's not YouTube.com. I'm sorry, they don't have a YouTube. That's a Facebook account. Go to Facebook.com and then just type in the search Royalty Wrestling Alliance. And then check out this channel, because we got Rundown coming out. We got 2 different rundowns, so I thought it wasn't originally going to be canon, but the predictions will be canon with the show, because I think it makes sense. We might as well just do it that way. So the predictions themselves will be canon with the show now. It will be in a playlist. It will be a separate episode after we do our review show for Monday Night Raw, which had an NXT invasion, NXT, AEW, AEW Dark, and NWA Power with 3 R's. We're going to have all that on hopefully Saturday morning before All Out happens. And also the same thing with the predictions. So be on the lookout for that. Wrestling Fortune 44, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that shit. Okay, I'm done whispering now. This has been ASMR Plugs with James Hebert. It's been the weirdest fucking plug ever.
I forgot one thing. You gotta you have the next retro pick. It could be a past Survivor Series, a past Takeover, a past
My next prediction.
You mean the next pick?
Retro review. Stupid. My next retro is War Games of last year. So since you did All In from last year, we're going to do War Games from last year. Because that War Games was dope.
The 2018 one?
Yes, that's the one with the Era versus Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and the War Raiders.
Okay.
And a great undercard to boot. And a great squash match to boot.
Oh yeah, because Cassius Ohno gets squashed and you love it.
Yay.
Alright, so as for my plugs, check out like I guess James has already plugged this channel, so I don't need to plug it now. Check out on the Talkinator. Tomorrow finally, me and my cousin are gonna make a return and do Breaking Bad season 4 episodes 9 through 13. So you should see that tomorrow night. And you should check out the CM Brothers channel. I don't know when I'll be making a video on there, but you never know. So that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you guys later, and I can't stop recording because that's not on my end.
I have the power now.
We doing all the classics, you heard it, then I grabbed it. Flow like Method Man, then run like I'm Rabbit. Soon as I hear the bass line, it be my FaceTime. Music's in my veins, so just in case I'm without my iPod or a media player, I'll check my